Technology boosts comfort, cuts energy use, and even gives you cleaner indoor air as a nice bonus. Customers love it. A 4.9 Google rating, and some folks practically write books after the job's done. AeroSealColorado.com fixes what others can't even find. AeroSeal. Comfort sealed.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
Good morning, Fan Weekends. Marcello Romano, Kyle Reese, Alex Becker. You can get involved with the show today on the Ramos Law. Come on, Cello. Let's go. RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043 or on the YouTube chat powered by Sean Ponda. Good morning, Kyle.
Good morning, Cello.
What's up, man?
Oh, man.
Living the dream?
Living the dream.
Doing the bull dance?
Living, all that kind of
Feeling
stuff.
the flow?
Yeah, no, I'm good, man. I missed you, man. How's your week?
It's good. It's good. Excited for another one as we inch closer to regular season professional football.
It still feels like it's really far away.
It is. Today's what, the 23rd? And we got to wait till September 14th. So we'll get that final preseason game out of the way this coming week, and then you'll have a little bit of a lull before the Broncos head to Kansas City on Monday night, September 14th, to take on the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. I guess it's going to be it. But let's get started with what happened on Friday night, Broncos versus Packers. What were your initial takeaways from the game?
Oh, man. Bo Nix. Can we just take a second?
Ooh.
Can we just take a second and, really soak it in?
Woosah.
Yeah.
You talking about Bo?
Yeah. It's just,
let it breathe.
Enjoy the essence.
What do you mean by take a sec? That word, he got out of it unscathed.
No, just that.
We have a quarterback?
We have a quarterback.
Yeah.
And the reason we have to validate it every year for the last, what is going on our third year, is because we didn't. Because we've all been through the Case Keenum experiment, the Joe Flacco experiment, and everything in between. And so now to have a guy here for his third consecutive year, one, the consistency. I appreciate that.
Well, especially coming from a coach, right?
Oh, I know who's going to be there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I actually like the guy.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing, too.
You're cooking now. So I'm gonna take a second and appreciate it.
So the way the game played out didn't bother you then?
Nah, hell, I don't care about that. Nah.
Their first loss in, 8 tries in the preseason?
Yeah.
I think they had won 7 or 8 in a row going into
over.
Friday night. Not that it really matters. Listen, the 0-16 Lions went 4-0 that preseason. I mean, does it count? No. But does it matter? Yes. And some of my initial takeaways were, I'm actually kind of glad you got a little bit punked, because I think you were riding high from last year knowing, hey, we would have been in the Super Bowl if our quarterback doesn't go down. And then the camp seemed pretty good through this point, and then you kind of have to get challenged a little bit, and Green Bay wasn't afraid to do that. And Matt LaFleur is one of the biggest things I took away is initially in that game, they weren't afraid of PS2 at all.
No.
They went right at him, and I think that's a great strategy if you're going up against someone in the preseason, a game that really doesn't matter. Like for the longest time, it's been PS2 has a third of the field locked down, and it's based on reputation, and if you challenge him, most of the times it's not going to work out well. But Matt LaFleur said, hey, we're going to go right at him and maybe show that Superman can bleed a little bit, and I liked the way that PS2 responded because I don't think he was ready for it initially. I don't think he brought the intensity right away until they went at him twice. And then you saw him lay the hit on the sideline and kind of walk over a guy like, all right, you guys want to play, we can play. But I do think it was interesting that they went after the defense in the way that they did, and that the defense kind of struggled a little bit. It kind of reminded me, like, the past 2 seasons, there's been in November, December, where the defense has been not as good as they were certainly in September and October. And so I like that it was kind of a kick in the teeth a little bit. Like, wake up, you guys haven't done nothing yet.
Well, you got to think about the circumstances that they're dealing with in Green Bay. they think the same of themselves as probably the Broncos think of themselves. Like we're contender. We should be, I don't know if not the front runner, but contending for our division as well. And so they want to know if Watson is a dude. I think Watson got hurt last year as well. He
on the PS2 interception, right?
That was collarbone.
Yeah. So they want to know if Watson is a dude for him. And so, you want to take the biggest challenge in the doggone NFL, you go at PS2. Now, PS2, from a mentality standpoint, he's not having it. You know what I mean? Like he'll give you a play because that's what happens when you play cornerback, and it doesn't matter what level. But I'm going to finish this play by stripping out the ball. I'm going to finish this play by laying you out on the sideline because I'm 6'2", 200 pounds, and I'm the best corner in the NFL.
Well, listen, a lot's been made of the lack of turnovers that defense produced last year, and putting up the 68 sacks. You'd have thought, dang, dude, you'd have got, 4 or 5 strip sacks or something like that. They only ended up with 14 turnovers last year. You can tell the emphasis on, go ahead, catch the ball, but I'm coming after it right away. That Peanut Tillman kind of mentality of I'm going to punch the ball out. I need to get that loose, and I thought that was evident on Friday night too. I thought Bo looked great. We saw the connection with him and Waddle early with a 35-yard pass play to the point where he was late on it. You catch Waddle in stride there, maybe you have a different result just in that play alone. But that's the chemistry that we talked about, missing time with a guy like Waddle, not being able to participate in the OTAs. Then Waddle goes down with the leg tightness earlier in camp. So those things will continue to kind of work themselves out, iron themselves out, and maybe that's a touchdown in the future.
When I look at that situation, that's one of those there's nothing to see here. That's going to be great. Don't worry about it. It's
no time to build that chemistry.
Listen, throw the ball to 17. You'll be fine. And if you watch Jalen Waddle at Miami, where he caught that ball at is where he made his money at down there. That in cut and then outrunning people to the perimeter and then getting to the end zone. Like there's probably 10 clips of him being able to do that. So I like that they've leaned in to the things that, one, he's comfortable with, and two, that he does well. And so you see just a little glimpse, just a little bit. You only get a taste of the explosiveness.
Yeah.
But now you're coming back for more. You're like,
can't wait.
Give me a little bit more of that.
And I've said over the last couple seasons, here's one of the things that Bo Nix is probably underrated for is his ability to distribute the ball. And it doesn't matter. Like a lot of quarterbacks, you get favorites, right? That guy's always going to be open. I'll find him. And maybe Bo Nix does that in pressure situations. He'll find Cortland Sutton a lot of the time there. You saw the reliable Pat Bryant down the stretch last season before the concussions. But is it going to be one of those games where you get Waddle and he has 10, 12 targets or something like that?
That's a good thing, but it's also it's an indicator of what the Broncos have been at that position. Any pass catcher, they're all close to the same damn near. They feel the same from an athletic standpoint, from a size standpoint. Maybe not Mims, but none of them really present themselves as I am the guy. And I know Sean Payton always tries to play down the number one wide receiver deal, but when you've got a guy that is a guy like that, like Waddle, and he's not getting 8, 9, 10 targets a game, that's malpractice. I don't think you're going to see that. So you are going to see where it's like, damn, Cortland he got 3 targets. Hopefully he caught 2 of them, but Waddle had 13, so so the Broncos won the game. I think you're going to see that.
All right, we welcome in our producer, Alex Becker. Bex, what did you take away from Friday night's loss to the Green Bay Packers?
Well, I thought the ones looked pretty good for the most part. That's the biggest thing for me. I think Sean Payton secretly likes them getting their tails kicked in by 20 points. Lot to work on. I saw in the post game he was saying every phase they pretty much got outplayed, got outgained. But the ones, Bo Nix looked sharp. He had that pass to Jalen Waddle. Overall, I thought it was okay from the starters, and that's what we need to see the most.
Well, and I look at it this way: like, could you don't want to lose anything. Anytime you're competing at all, you're trying to win. So it was almost like the tale of 2 different games within the game, right? Because it was power versus power to start. and I think they were neck and neck, the Broncos and the Packers. Was it 10-7 when Bo left? Did he come out for one more series, or was that after the Lutz 53-yard field goal, I think it was, to go up 10-7? Then everything kind of just went away. But up to that point, I thought defensively you could have come out with a little bit more intensity, and I think they'll certainly focus on that, especially going up against one of the better offenses in the NFL. But two, like you said earlier, Kyle, they believe they're a Super Bowl contending team too in the NFC, in the Green Bay Packers I'm speaking of. So it was a good test for the second preseason game.
Yeah, listen, I like it. And honestly, I would rather the wake-up call come in, the latter parts of August than you get to Kansas City and say, oh, we're not who we thought we were.
The old Denny Green.
Damn it. Take the crown off, as a matter of fact. I would prefer that. And that's probably
if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
Damn it. But I would prefer that. The timing is fine, and if it's a wake-up, I don't even see it as a wake-up call. It's a preseason game. Kind of was what it was.
Yeah, but
if you kind of, peeled back the layers and saw a few little, maybe that's rotten, maybe we need to wash that again and figure that out, I'm fine with that. But it's great timing. That's the benefit of having preseason games in the NFL. You get to really get into the weeds on things.
I think if anything, and I'm going to keep going back to it, the PS2 thing is a lot of times in games he's been able to work himself into a game. Nobody's going to challenge him that often anyways because of the reputation he has of the player he is. But for Green Bay to come out and challenge him right away, I think that was awesome just because I think PS2 knows now, hey, man, if they're going to come out and start challenging me right away, I got to be on my game. I can't kind of lather myself into this game. I'm going to be ready to go right away.
Well, but I don't know if we're leaning into that too much, though, because we've seen teams challenge Patrick Surtain. I don't know if you guys remember in Cincinnati, obviously it was Jamar Chase. So, I mean, it's a guy that's up for the challenge. But I believe that there are teams that believe they can have success doing certain things. And so maybe that was a test of what it is that they want to do with Watson as well. So a lot of guys, it's like a comedian. They're working out. They're trying to figure out what they can do.
What kind of crowd is this?
Yeah, what kind of crowd is this? How well does this joke land? Should I say it in a different way? So they were trying to figure those things out as well. And, again, you want that kind of challenge. Ryan Harris actually mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. Both teams want this kind of challenge to see, how good am I? I need to know. I need to get calloused a little bit.
You want to be the champ?
You got to beat the champ.
Exactly.
And you got to knock the champ out, by the way. You can't land the blow on the champ and sit back and admire you. No, you got to keep going like UFC ground and pound style.
Well, the Broncos end up losing the game 33-13. I don't think the score is so indicative of it, and I will go back to it. It seemed like it was a tale of two different games inside of the one game. Any other shining spots for you? We saw the connection with Waddle. We saw the R.J. Harvey kind of continue his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield and score the touchdown with a beautiful throw from Bo Nix. What else? Jonah Coleman, game 2. What did you think?
I need for him to get 4 yards per carry. That's making me a little bit nervous. And I don't know if it's just misreads or lack of confidence when you get to the second level or lack of access to the second level, but I would like to see something shake there a little bit. So hopefully he continues to get opportunity to do that. That's one thing. Then I flip to the defensive side of the ball, Cello. I think that inside linebacker race is getting interesting for me.
Really?
Just the depth pieces. Because I thought Reed played all right, there, and then the safety race. Okay, so you bring in Rapp. What's going on there? He's a guy that's played a ton of football. He's
won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. He's been on the wrong end of a lot of hits if you go back and watch it. But he's a guy that knows the league and knows his way around and can be productive in games. J.L. Skinner, where does he fit into all those pieces? He's a really good special teams player, but can he contribute on first through third down? So I think those two matchups or two position battles on the defensive side of the ball, and then obviously
you mean not for the starting position, but just for depth?
But you need depth. I think you look at all go like to week 10 last year. You're going to see some dudes that weren't there on week 1.
Right.
You're like, what's he doing? Remember when Paris, what was the guy's name? Paris
Lennon?
Yeah. Where the hell did he come from?
Arizona.
That's what I'm saying. Why is he in
playing in the Super Bowl,
playoff postseason games. We don't know this guy.
Gosh, you're jogging up memories with Keith Brooking, Paris Lennon, and those guys are on good teams.
Yeah,
here.
no, playing.
Yeah,
they're in the game.
Yeah. I mean, that was probably the problem.
So you're going to need guys like that. You need depth pieces.
So yeah, I mean, the discussion of you said you brought up Reed, Murdoch, and then in the safety position, just adding some more depth or competition for the remainder of preseason's camp is over. Training camp's over, but the preseason isn't. So there'll still be some decisions to be made. I always find it interesting because this is at the point of the season where, all right, we ramped up. We got to see our starters. I don't know how much they intend to play them coming up in Game 3 against the Vikings on Friday night. I think it's Friday night. But it's where do we go from here? And we start having the discussions of who could be surprise cuts. Could there be a surprise trade like we saw last year with Devon Vele late in camp that nobody really saw coming? And then who's the guys that are going to kind of take over for some of those spots for guys that maybe weren't household names, certainly nationally, but locally, from a local perspective in Broncos country, teams that are guys that you're familiar with that may not make this squad.
Yeah. You got any names that come to mind?
No, but I do find the receiver one to be a little bit interesting now because Mims.
Too many cooks in the kitchen for you.
There's a lot there, and there's a lot of talent. Like, listen, a couple years ago, I brought this up last week. 2 years ago, this team was ranked as having the 31st or 32nd roster in the league, and now you're going to have good football players, really good football players, probably not make the team this year, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, that tells you, one, how quickly you can get good by hitting green lights, and two, how much the guys that made that list know. Because 31 and 32 were who? Broncos and
I don't remember the other one.
Panthers.
Oh.
And the Panthers made the playoffs last year.
Oh, they were 50-50.
Well, I mean, hell, you're still at the party.
The NFC South is a different animal altogether. You're going to get around a 500 team probably win it again this year.
We have watched 9 and 7 teams win Super Bowls too.
Who?
I believe the Packers were. Or
the
Giants.
Giants,
the
first
for sure.
one.
I think that Packers team was 10-6.
Wow, what's one game between friends?
The Giants in 07, though, when
Giants
they beat the
for sure.
undefeated Patriots.
Giants for sure.
Yeah, caught fire.
Hey, man, it's all about timing. So, yeah, I think there are some guys. You know, I brought up Jaleel McLaughlin last week, and you guys looked at me like I had doggone 3 heads. And are you still feeling like he's going to be a member of this team?
I think so.
Well, I think they take 4 running backs, and he would be the 4th.
You like Bidet over McLaughlin?
Like is a strong word.
Not really.
Yeah. I don't know how that shakes out, but you're right.
I mean, his ability to play on special teams probably gives him a little bit.
Bidet.
Yeah. But McLaughlin, I think they've proven just within the preseason that they like him. They want him to be able. I think they're wanting him to get to a level. I said it last week, and I don't know that. I'm not saying he's going to get to that level, but I always kind of envisioned him to be more of like a Darren Sproles-esque, type player in this offense. Except what? He's not?
But it's not Darren Sproles. Like Darren Sproles, you remember Darren Sproles. I don't think Darren Sproles has played football in 10 years. We remember him because he had some really elite attributes and for his size and speed and everything that came along with it. I said this when I first got to the station like 4 years ago. And I said this about Jerry Jeudy, and then everybody on Twitter said, who is this guy and why should we listen to him? And I think in 4 years,
Speaking of you,
still haven't figured that out. Yeah. But I think we like the idea of Jaleel McLaughlin. But the reality is that, again, I don't know
but
that
you take away the fumble in week 1 of the preseason.
But you can't take away fumbles. That's the problem. Like, and if he doesn't turn the ball over, if Bo Nix doesn't break his ankle, we can't.
Ifs and buts.
We can't do that. This has actually happened. We saw this materialize on television. We can't. Okay, let me finish.
So
let
you
you
think
finish.
he got
Go ahead
gone.
and finish. Go ahead and take away the fumble. Knock yourself out. Take away the fumble.
They're giving him opportunities. They like the player. And was it unfortunate? Yeah, and that probably puts him behind the 8 ball a little bit because these are the type of things that are going on tape when they make their final decisions. But there are also some flashes in there as well of like, man, if we can utilize his skill set, make us that much more dynamic offensively, it's a weapon. It's a weapon that you can utilize.
Yeah, we also know that Sean Payton knows the business. Who was it, Wilson a few years ago or somebody like that? He said, hey, it's my job to make you some money.
Zach.
It's part of my responsibility to make sure that you're able to take care of yourself and your family. And if you have a affinity for a person or a player and you want to do him a solid, yeah. So I don't know if it's about giving him opportunity for the Broncos
or so that someone
elsewhere.
else catches.
Either way, it's opportunity. It's still a good thing. He's the player, as we have said twice in the last 60 seconds. The player is going to win in the situation, but I don't know if that's a part of this team.
Okay, so a couple of the things here. Offensive production, only 225 yards. They only got 13 first downs, and they allowed defensively the Packers to convert on 50% of their third downs. Third down has been just a topic of discussion for years in this town, both offensively and defensively. Third down, do you have the quarterback that can extend a drive and get another set of plays out of a third down situation? The Broncos have to be good there. Any team that has championship aspirations has to be good on third down, but you got to be good on defense too. You got to be able to get their offense off the field. And the other night, for them to allow them to convert on about 50%, that's got to improve.
Yeah, listen, I don't know if that's we were just playing things vanilla. We don't want to show a whole lot of things, but it's one of those takeaways. It's going to be on their list of things to improve.
Here, and you can kind of maybe set me straight, because we talk about that all the time, especially in the preseason of, it's very vanilla. We go out there, but when you have elevated talent on your roster, whether it's vanilla or not, you still got to go out and execute.
Yeah, it's not okay. If that's what you're asking.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not cool because it was these set of guys. I think the Broncos have done a really good job, and Vance, and give Vance some credit for this, of having a standard and upholding it, and that being the truth down the board in terms of position. So, yeah, you are disappointing when whoever's out there, I don't care if it's JL, I don't care if it's Robinson, it doesn't matter, when they allow the opponent to stay on the field on the money down, because that's where, that's what we call it. You mark that thing down and you say, okay, how do we get better there? And I don't think it's just a matter of being schematically simple. No, this is execution, and part of third down is toughness. So, yeah, you go back and you probably maybe even lean into it a little harder than what you believe is justified, because you can win a lot of games by winning third down in the NFL. So yeah. I'm with you.
It was an interesting night. Just a lot of things that can be kind of garnered from that loss against the Packers the other night. Bex, you alluded to it a second ago, but I do want to play that cut number 7 where Sean Payton, he was pretty short in his post-game press conference, but this was probably one of his longer responses, and that they basically didn't outplay the Packers anywhere.
I think they won a lot of the battles. You can take the line of scrimmage. You can take the kick coverage. They got a big return. Penalties. That impacted field position a lot. Rushing battle. Pick a topic. And I would say, yeah, that would be one. But I would say that, the kicker's going to be the player of the game, right? Rookie. But I can't think of one area that we played or outplayed them, honestly.
And I think that was another takeaway, was special teams left a little bit to be desired the other night, especially on their kick coverage. I know Katz has had the long run back of his own for the Broncos on the offensive side of things, but you can't allow that type of field position. They were kind of getting where they wanted to go pretty easily, so that'll be one of those things that they'll focus on for sure. Is it Rizzy? Rizzy's still the guy as far
Darren Rizzy, yep. Assistant head coach as well.
Yeah, got to get that fixed for sure.
Can you imagine? I hope their offices aren't next to each other.
Right now?
At all, ever. Because that's 2 games in a row that we've walked away and said we've got some questions on special teams. And then that's 2 games in a row where, from a penalty standpoint, the Broncos haven't done very well. So last game, 8 for 64. This game, 10 for 79. And, I'm not a mathematician. What's that? That's 9 penalties a game.
It's not good.
It's not good. And so from as detail-oriented as we believe Sean Payton is, and he's proven to be, he used to be a genius, right? So,
Coach, you were brilliant.
Listen, back in the day, I know what you look like now. But for that to be the case through 2 games, averaging 9 penalties, That's probably not what Sean Payton would envision from a discipline standpoint. So, yeah, you've got some takeaways.
Things to improve upon for
Hell
sure.
yeah.
You ain't even close to the finished product at all. All right, we get to a quick break, but throughout the show, we'll continue to break down Broncos versus Packers. The Nuggets have a new member on their roster. We'll get into that. The local kid is shining in the golf world again in Wyndham Clark. So all of that coming up over the next 3 hours.
How did Bo Nix look in his first game action since ankle surgery? Is the Nix to Waddle connection as real as Camp made it look? Did anyone on the roster bubble play their way into the 53? Preseason or not, there's a lot to talk about. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years guaranteed? Thanks to Xfinity, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through August 24th, get the best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats and finds and fixes issues before you even notice them. No annual contracts or commitments, no hidden fees, and the best equipment included. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. You're still glowing, flirting. Immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Bluebird Windows and Doors has been servicing Colorado's Front Range for over a decade with products built for Colorado's ever-changing climate. Get windows, doors, and siding manufactured to last a lifetime, backed by strong warranties. Buy more, save more this August. When you mention you heard about Bluebird from me, Mike Evans, you'll save an additional 5%. With all the Bluebird days in Colorado, enjoy it while looking through beautiful, energy-efficient windows from Bluebird. Financing options available. Visit GoBluebirdCO.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
Most home sellers get one offer. It's somewhere between lowball and not good enough. Orchard changes that. With Orchard's new Orchard offers, you don't just get one offer. You get multiple cash offers from serious investors all competing for your home. That's right. Make investors compete with Orchard's cash offer marketplace. Here's how it works. You work with an Orchard agent who submits your home to their exclusive network of hundreds of local cash buyers. They come to you with offers. You review them all and pick the best one on your terms. So you don't have to settle on one offer or worry about leaving money on the table. You see every offer side by side. That's how you know you're getting top dollar. Orchard offers means no repairs, no showings, no drawn-out process. Before you accept any offer, see them all first. Get a free home valuation and see your offers today with Orchard Offers. Go to Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
What's going on, everybody? Philip Lindsay here. If you've played sports, worked hard, or just live in Colorado, you know how lingering knee, shoulder, or back pain can slow you down. But you don't have to just live with it. Regen RX specializes in targeted platelet-rich plasma, or PRP, and regenerative stem cell therapy. These treatments use your body's natural power to repair damaged tissues, reduce inflammation, and help you say goodbye to those chronic aches and pains. Stop masking the problem. Call 303-630-9770 or visit them online at regenrx.co.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
See, Richard, I knew it. It's Tommy Boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you knew that one.
Yeah.
For sure. A little Come On Eileen.
File that movies I haven't seen.
You haven't seen Tommy Boy?
Yeah, sorry.
Dude. All right, we got to put the list together.
You know what?
Still probably haven't watched Princess Bride.
Yep. I've never seen The Avengers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it Office Space? You seen that?
I watched. I realized that I had seen Office Space. Now I don't know it line for line, but I've seen Office Space.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll put a list together.
Dude.
Not that you'll ever attack it, even though that you're a guy who likes to try new things.
Guys, I watch football.
That ain't true.
No, it is.
There's other. Could you name something from Friday? Can you give me a line from Friday?
Oh, for Friday. Yeah, but that was like 1995. That's
you weren't
different.
watching football then?
Yeah, I didn't have the same.
Tommy
level
Boy
of
came
access.
out, I think, in '97, so I don't think that excuse applies there
Not
either.
the same.
That was 95 also.
Oh, was it?
Friday.
Yeah.
Tommy Boy's
Boy.
95.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Whoops.
Wow.
You walked yourself right into that
Who
trap.
did? Me?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
You said that was 95. It was a different time.
It was a different
when you
time.
had that time to watch
Most
movies.
definitely was a
It
different
wasn't
time.
just watching the all 22 of Broncos Packers preseason game number 2, which we get back to right now.
Grinding tape.
He's a student of the game,
I'm
Alex.
just saying.
Like, listen, if he's not hanging with his family, he's in his room watching film.
That's kind of true.
Well, especially during football season. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah, no doubt.
I believe that you probably are. We went into this game knowing that Bo Nix would play, and he played pretty well. It was 6 for 9, 76 yards, I want to say it was, and the touchdown, of course, because of the way that the season finished last year with the fractured ankle. We have the predisposition comments, and then you go out there, and I didn't notice it, but it didn't look like he was spatted up. I'm assuming he got taped, but you know as well as I do that lasts about maybe 15 minutes. It's more of a placebo. Did you notice anything out of Bo Nix? And they had a plan on how they were going to utilize him, and we'll get to Sean Payton's thoughts on it here in a second. But did anything bother you? Was there any time? Because there was one point where he got up off the sideline where it looked like he was a little ginger walking, which bothered me. And that's probably just because of the history and knowing what happened in the AFC divisional game against Buffalo. But did you see anything?
No, not at all. And listen, I understand why you, Broncos country, Sean Payton probably, Davis Webb, everybody's on high alert because of the history. You can't deny the things that have already happened. Like, what else am I supposed to lean on other than the things that we know have happened? Like, I know where you're going.
5 surgeries.
Told me. I know you told me it was cool. J.K. Dobbins, I know you told me you were going to play 17, but you never have. So what are we talking about here? So, no, I'm not concerned about it. Bo Nix and Sean Payton have both earned the benefit of the doubt for me. And so if he tells me it's good, then I got to believe in the player. I think that's the third time for this show. But, yeah, I got to believe him.
Did you find yourself watching it more intently, though?
For the injury?
Or just Bo? Just anytime he went down or when he gets up or when he's walking back to the huddle?
Not for that reason. I think I was watching it more intently because I want to see the indicators that this thing is moving in the right direction. And those indicators were there. Cecil talked about it a lot on Orange and Blue today. But he talked about the footwork and the timing. And it just looks a little more crisp, a little bit more measured. And I think you're going to see a little less of the erratic Bo, even though he still can make those plays. And I don't want to take away from his athleticism, but I think you're going to see a calmer, cooler Bo because I just feel like he's more comfortable, and it's probably because of his feet. Probably had to pay more attention to his feet this year.
We talk about the feet in the ground game. You brought up J.K. Dobbins. Listen, we talked about can you get the rhythm that you need to get without playing in like actual game. They don't have any joint practices this year. Oh, the only time that they're going to do these is the 3 preseason games. And I don't know Sean Payton's approach. I think he had a plan going into the 3 games. I don't know how much you're going to execute that plan if you think you've seen enough. But J.K. Dobbins, no carries, didn't play the other night. We talk about trying to get down the rhythm and the feel for the game. Does he need to play in Game 3?
I would like it. You want to get it out on the road a little bit just to see what it looks like.
I'm very interested to see how he plays his starters in Game 3.
Sure.
Because he told us that Bo was going to play in Game 2 and Game 3. I don't know that you got to see enough of it last week or last Friday, but you would assume he'd play, probably another 10, 12 plays?
Yeah, just get a lather. Just get it going, similar to what Cortland Sutton did against Atlanta. Okay, we saw you run, we saw you catch. Okay, it's time for you to go sit down. I would feel the same way about Bo Nix, and I'd be fine if J.K. Dobbins had 3 or 4 carries just to see and get into a rhythm. So I'm fine with that. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't, to be honest with you. And don't be disappointed because, again, you're playing the long game with J.K. Dobbins. But I would like it. It would check a box for me.
All right, let's go. Let's start with cut 5 here, Bex. This is just on what they knew what the plan was on Friday night against the Packers for Bo Nix.
We knew we were going to play him. So when a player comes off of some type of injury, it's not like, all right, he's right back into it. So I think we felt 12 plays, 10 plays. I don't know what his final total was, but it was going to be probably north of 6 or 7, south of 15, somewhere in there. Glad he was able to get a touch and be involved. So that part of it went according to plan.
And then as we kind of reference what the plan will be going into preseason game number 3 as they prepare for the Chiefs.
Again, I'm not getting into next week's. I want to play them all till the third quarter next week. So let's figure out the tape tomorrow, see where we're at, and let's do what's best for us as we prepare for the Chiefs.
You're kind of playing both sides there. Yeah, I want to, but you also had the statement late in that comment there of we want to do what's best for us. What's best for you is having your full allotment of a roster as you prepare for the Chiefs on Monday night in September.
Yeah, I call BS on that one.
They ain't playing in the third quarter?
He's not.
They're playing into the second quarter?
I could see it. Well, honestly, it probably depends on how the first quarter goes. I think all this – what was the year a couple years – was it Bo Nix's first year? Or was Russell Wilson, as a matter of fact, where they brought him out like maybe late into the game and everybody was kind of looking like, why is he still here? Well, because you guys stunk for the first bit of the game, and we want to see you have some success.
That was last year, right? Against the Niners.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, that was in the game that he said he was pissed off about, like 17 things that didn't have anything to do with football.
Done this before. If it doesn't look right at the beginning, we're going to play until you guys get it right. And so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but you're playing on a slippery slope there.
Yeah, but playing football is a slippery slope. It is what it is. It's football.
But the finish line of camp is right in you got tunnel vision now.
Yeah, but when you finish a game, like you don't want to say, hey, we didn't get this done. I guarantee they go into these games, saying that we want to get X accomplished. And if you don't get X accomplished, you come out of the game. I think that's a frustrating takeaway.
Well, we have that, but we have that because of being a coach, right? We've been on those fields. You're like, we're not getting it, dudes. Figure it out. We're going to keep playing you until you get it figured out. I can't wait till September 14th to have this stuff kind of start to pan out a little bit. I do want to ask you guys about the offensive line. For as good as it was in week 1 and the running game was, the ground game was against Atlanta. And maybe that just speaks to the level opponent that you played in week 1 versus week 2. And I don't know that Atlanta played a ton of their starters for a long period of that game in week 1. But he had 22 carries, 70 yards. We keep saying how good this offensive line is. No one really shined the other night out of the run game. R.J. Harvey only had the 1 carry. Jonah Coleman had 3 for 9. It's like, and I know you're kind of getting pieces in. It's the preseason, but we didn't see the level of play duplicated from Atlanta to Green Bay.
Yeah, it's a little concerning, and obviously we know that that's going to be one of the main things that has to fall into place for the Broncos is be able to run the ball. So you would like it to be a little bit more rhythmic. I'm not overly concerned. I'm less concerned about, the runners as I am about center and left guard.
So you think the lack of production comes just from the offensive line, not so much the running backs? Because we've always had that debate, that interesting dichotomy, right, of like, well, you have a great offensive line, but we didn't have anyone behind them that could see the field the way they need to be productive in the run game.
Yeah, well, in this particular situation, I'm worried about the offensive line. Personnel, and it's not like Ben Powers was the lowest ranked, according to Pro Football Focus, the lowest ranked offensive lineman that they had anyway.
That dude was animated after that touchdown the other night, though. He was one of the first one down to RJ.
Yeah, I mean, he should be celebrating this. I'm not mad at him for that, but I'm just...
Pass pro is not a concern, I don't think. I do think if you want to get to where you ultimately want to be, for the Broncos.
Okay.
You think it is?
I'm telling you, center and left guard. I'm concerned with those positions no matter what they're doing right now.
You get a healthy center.
Yeah. That's a problem.
First and foremost.
That's a problem because, I mean, so much happens from that position. He sets the protections. You decide what area you're working towards. There's a lot that has to happen there that we don't see.
All right, we get to a quick break. When we come back, we take our Sunday stroll. Kyle, who's writing tickets? We do that next.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Don't care for my local hometown team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Don't get fooled by out-of-state private equity corporations that are buying local HVAC companies, offering higher prices, bad service, and shady sales tactics. Don't trust your home to someone out of state when you have the best company right here in town. ROX are experts in local energy rebates and tax credits to save you money only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair, ROX, rocks, heating and air.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor, and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
When your joints hurt every day and you've been told you need surgery, it can feel like there's only one option. Do your homework first. Remember, once a joint is replaced, there's no going back. Hey, it's Mike Evans. Before you schedule surgery, consider getting a second opinion from QC Kinetics. Whether you're dealing with pain from bone-on-bone arthritis, a torn meniscus, or years of wear and tear, surgery isn't the only conversation you should have. Talk to QC Kinetics about how they use regenerative treatments to deliver relief to patients like you right here in Denver. They concentrate tiny healing tools within your body right in the spot that's actually causing the pain. The whole idea is to give you a real shot at holding off on surgery, or in some cases, avoiding it altogether. And that's why it makes sense to explore every option before making a decision that can change your life. Call QC Kinetics today for a second opinion and know your options. A conversation and consultation are totally free. Call today, 303-900-8986, 303-900-8986, with locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs. It's QC Kinetics.
The Tree Farm's 50-cent tree sale. Now through Labor Day. It's our biggest sale of the year with thousands of carry-out size trees that are easy to handle and easy to plant. Buy the first tree at regular price and get a second tree for only 50 cents. Choose from thousands of shade trees, flowering trees, fruit trees, evergreen trees, ornamental trees, and more. Also huge savings on shrubs and perennials. Now through Labor Day. Come see.
I-25 to exit 235. Then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
weekend is upon us, and we're here to walk you through today's top headlines. So lace up and join Kyle, Reese, and Marcello Romano on this week's Sunday Stroll.
Sunday morning, 7:45, we take our Sunday stroll. Kyle Reese leading the charge. He has a sticky pad that if you are parked improperly, have garbage out in your front yard, maybe you have too many weeds, maybe your mailbox is banged up, maybe your paint job needs a little touch-up, he'll write you a note, stick it on your house. Maybe you should take it and get it to work. Otherwise, he will notify the HOA.
Shrubs are unkept.
Oh, I just had my son, before we took him back up to Fort Collins, get the old hedge trimmer from Grandpa and take care of the shrubs, man, because half of it's dead, half of it's alive, and they just got big enough to where it's a problem. Like, to rip those out of the ground is going to be an issue, so we'll see going early into next year whether they bear fruit or not.
Broken sprinkler heads. You haven't treated your gate. You haven't, stained your gate in about 4 or 5 years. Hey, man, that needs some lotion on it. Get it taken care of.
It's ashy looking.
It's ashy.
Paint that fence, man.
Paint the fence, man.
Paint the fence.
We got standards around here.
Karate Kid. Right?
I tried to watch that movie again with my kids like a month ago.
Tried?
Yeah.
What do you mean tried?
We're having family movie night.
It's a great American story.
About 38 minutes in, Karate Kid was watching all of us. We're done.
That's when you haven't finished either?
No, I've
Maybe that's the question of the day. To be brutally honest about a movie that everybody knows that you may not have seen. And we have this on the text line from our friend Brian in Evans. Is don't waste your time, Kyle. Princess Bride, terrible. Tommy Boy, terrible. Chris Farley was loud, irritating, and annoying. Never funny, not on SNL, not on any movie. Comedy is subjective. And for me, The Princess Bride and Tommy Boy are terrible. I'm always right. Signed, Brian from Evans. Lost the bet, had to move to Nebraska. Maybe that was the bet you lost, Brian. That you wouldn't laugh if you watched Tommy Boy.
Brian Evans, shout out for one, listening loyally.
Yeah.
And two, saving me some time. I appreciate not having to go back and watch all these movies. I was never a fan of that kind of stuff. I like Hot Shots, Airplane, movies like that. It just
Caddyshack?
Never. I've seen Caddyshack, but it never resonated with me. Just never did.
You never saw Airplane?
I saw Airplane. I didn't like it.
You just didn't like it?
I just didn't think it was funny.
Well, you like I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
The test is culturally biased.
Whatever.
I keep telling you,
don't
man.
do that.
Listen, and you know what movie I hated? I hated Soul Plane. I still haven't finished Soul Plane.
I don't think I've seen Soul Plane.
It's terrible. Don't waste your time.
All right, I'll take your advice on that one.
Okay.
The movies I'm giving you are worthwhile.
To you.
I wouldn't tell you to do it if it was a waste of time.
I understand.
As we continue our Sunday stroll, Shedeur Sanders plays yesterday for the Cleveland Browns, and there's a lot of chatter out of Cleveland because of Deshaun Watson goes in, doesn't look good, then after the game hits the podium and plays the woe is me card, and that it's personal, and that these fans booed me when I tore my Achilles. They booed me. It has nothing to do with my performance. Do we need a dose of reality for Deshaun?
I don't think you can do it. There's no such thing as a reality for a person that basically got over on the entire NFL and has been living he's been living anonymously for the past 3 or 4 years. So I don't think there's any reality that you can give him that he would accept.
Listen, I'm not going to fault him for taking a guaranteed contract. I'll blame the Cleveland Browns organization for issuing that contract, sliding it across the table and saying, sign here. But as far as what he has been accused of off the field and his off-the-field transgressions, maybe you should just earn that trust, earn those cheers, and it looks like he's feeling sorry for himself.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Because he's still holding all the cards. The Browns can't get rid of him.
That's their fault.
It is their fault. But he understands that. He understands that, it's going to cost him $130 million to get rid of me. I'm not going anywhere.
Do you believe that a fan base can kind of direct an organization in which way to go as far as players and who plays and who doesn't?
Not good ones. Not good ones. Unfortunately, as invested as we are into this, because we are. I mean, this is a community that's plugged into the Broncos. If the Broncos allowed us to make decisions for them, they would be the Browns.
Well, I think that's well, and the reason I asked the question is because Shedeur Sanders looked pretty good yesterday. So I'll start with who's going to be the starting quarterback in Cleveland. Is it Shedeur? And I asked the question because if you have that many people booing a guy last year when he got injured, which I don't condone that either, but booing him yesterday after a bad performance, I mean, first of all, listen to Sean Payton, play better, be better, and maybe you don't have those issues.
Play better.
Yeah. Deshaun, play better, and maybe you can earn the trust and earn the cheers out of a Cleveland fan base that doesn't like you right now. And if you're going to play poorly, they're going to let you know about it. So I think that's why I asked you, can they kind of lead the organization in which direction to go? If it's pretty even on the field battle-wise, week 1 to week 2, I think they're still pretty neck and neck performance-wise, Shedeur and Deshaun Watson. So who's the starting quarterback?
It's going to be Deshaun Watson.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not telling you
14.6 quarterback rating yesterday.
Yeah, but the problem is you're talking about asking somebody to earn something on the back end of a $230 million. You got this backwards. This is not right the way we're asking him to do this.
You don't think back when John Elway finally made the decision to insert Tim Tebow into the lineup, there was a little bit of careful what you wish for? And every time Tim Tebow made a play and they would pan up to the press box and you'd see Elway going, ugh.
Are you suggesting that he did that to spite the fan base?
Well, they were 0-4, I think, at the time that he made the decision. I think to be honest with you, I think it was, let's put this guy in. They're not going to have success. And who was being drafted that following year? Who was the number 1 pick that following year?
Was that Andrew Luck?
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember the whole suck for luck campaign? Well, it kind of blew up in their face, and the Broncos ended up having a magical season under Tebow, winning games that they had no business even being competitive in, but end up winning those games and get to a postseason to where the New England Patriots punted on 3rd down. Remember that?
Yeah. It wasn't good. And honestly, I think that tore the fan base apart more than it united it. Because there were people saying, you should do. Well, see, I told you. He would make a play at the end of the game, and then I told you so crowd would come out. But what happened through the first 3.5 quarters was really unwatchable football. And thank goodness for that defense. And who else? Matt Prater was huge for that team.
Dude, they won a game where he completed, I think, 2 passes.
Kansas City. And the
I think
Buffalo
one of them
game.
was like
Eric
a 56-yard bomb to Decker.
Yeah, on accident. You ever see a guy catch all this stuff happened on accident. And so what happened? The franchise made the right move. They moved away from Tebow, which was the right thing to do. So I think you just have to be careful. This is not a popularity contest. This is not who's the best guy or who's the most likable guy, because your backup quarterback will be
Listen,
playing
man,
all
the
the
butterfly effect of all of it is crazy surrounding that whole situation. Now, we can argue why they put Tim Tebow in. I do believe initially it was like, if we're gonna stink this year, let's go ahead and stink all the way, see if we can get Andrew Luck. But it is also the move that once they started winning, why it made Denver enticing to a guy like Peyton Manning when he was making his little recruiting trips. Like, they were that good with that guy playing quarterback. Imagine if I were there.
I think the key takeaway for me is to not be a franchise, and we don't have one here, by the way, that is going to put yourself in a situation where you even have to entertain a popularity contest. Good franchises don't do that.
Yeah.
And the Browns consistently put themselves in these sticky situations, and now you can't even buy your way out of it.
And you think it'll be Deshaun?
It's going to be Deshaun Watson.
Bex?
I think it will be Watson. I don't know if he's going to last. He's already
man.
behind the 8 ball. He said it's going to be 17 road games for him this year.
This is the same
17 road
franchise.
Oh, poor Deshaun.
They got rid
Shador's
of
going to get a
Mayfield.
shot, no
The same-
matter what.
They Johnny Manziel, Deshaun
Dude,
Kaiser.
the list goes on and on.
They have screwed this up.
Tim Couch.
They continue to do this.
Kelly Holcomb.
Why would you even sign that deal? Kelly Holcomb wasn't that bad.
No, he wasn't actually. I think they won a playoff game with
Yeah.
him.
Jason Campbell was all right for a sec.
What was the guy from Oregon State?
What about, was Charlie Fry? Didn't
Derek
he play
Anderson.
there?
Brandon
Derek
Weeden.
Anderson. Brandon Weeden. He was 36 years old when they drafted him. The hell are they doing there?
Holy cow. I'm going to go on record. I think it'll be Shedeur. I don't think you can go into it. It'll depend. Maybe it depends on how you play in the third preseason game, but you don't want that negativity surrounding your organization. It's hard enough to be successful in the NFL as it is.
It's too bad because the Browns could actually be good.
Well, roster-wise, they're not that bad. That is the true definition of we need a quarterback. And one, I'm rooting for Shedeur because
It's Shedeur.
I think he's better than people have given him credit for. And two, man, I think if it's neck and neck, why would you make the decision to have that negative cloud surrounding your organization? I just don't get it. We get to a quick break. Coming up, starting off hour number 2, the Denver Nuggets have a new member on their roster. Kyle and I will break it down next.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 1043 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 1043 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
Progressive knows you've got plenty of things to worry about.
What time does the kids' practice end? How long has that check engine light been on? Are takeout containers microwave safe?
So the last thing you should have to worry about is what to do if something unexpected happens on the road. That's why if you're ever in a major accident, Progressive's accident response can detect it and send help. It's just one less thing to worry about.
How long does chicken last in the fridge?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where he can get a battery for under $100. Lonnie, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Lonnie does that for free too. In no time at all, John is back on the road. Ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Look, everything costs more right now. You feel it every time you swipe your card, every time you fill up the tank, every time you open a bill. If you're a homeowner living paycheck to paycheck and you don't see a way out, there is one. The folks at American Financing are helping people just like you every single day. No judgment. They sit down, look at your whole financial picture, not just the credit card debt, and help you declutter all those monthly bills into one single manageable payment. Think about that. You stop robbing Peter to pay Paul. You stop financing your past, and you start funding your future. And if you're over 50 carrying credit card debt at 20+% interest, you could be paying on that for the rest of your life, guys. Your home's equity can be the exit strategy at a fraction of that rate. American Financing is family owned, licensed in all 50 states, not a big bank, and you're not a number. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They changed your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
All right, Broncos country, listen up. Philip Lindsay here. And for stress-free summer travel, I chose Hermes Worldwide. Forget the airport chaos. Hermes Worldwide offers comfortable, reliable transportation for your airport transfers and more. They're dependable, they're professional, so you can focus on your vacation. Make your summer travel easy. Give them a call today at 303-577-7600, or you can visit them online at ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, that's ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
Too much.
Teach me how to Dougie.
Yeah.
Teach me
I
how
don't
to
have to
Dougie.
wiggle.
Back in Fan Weekends, hour number 2. 1 hour in the books, and we start off hour number 2 with the Denver Nuggets, who have had an underwhelming offseason, would be putting it lightly. And in the same week, they traded Payton Watson to Cleveland. They sign 6-time All-Star DeMar DeRozan to a 1-year, $3.9 million deal. Does this move the needle for you, Kyle?
He's a name that popped into my head. I'd probably say over the last few years. He's still a really productive player. The problem is DeMar,
37.
He's 37 years old, man. And I just, while I like the move, it's better than nothing because that's exactly what the Nuggets have done. And then this last week and a half has been like, oh, man, I don't know where this thing is going. So, yes, I like the move in general. Does it move the needle for me? Do I now think they have a better chance at winning a champion? I guess better than they did on Wednesday or Tuesday or whatever the hell it was. But I still am not like over the moon about the Nuggets.
Listen, I'm like you. It's kind of like we're just like a little bit meh about the whole deal, right?
And this is not
thing that's small as far as production is concerned in the NBA. I do like that it's a mature player. He'll still probably take over a handful of games this year and be the reason that the Nuggets will win a game. I still think they're a 50 to 55 win team in the regular season. What does it all mean when they get to the postseason, when you run up against the likes of Oklahoma City, San Antonio, the Houston Rockets, whatever the Lakers will be? And I don't know that it moves the needle on that front for me. I don't mind the move at all. And I agree with you. They are better than they were after the Payton Watson deal, after they let him go. But it's like you're shopping at Whole Foods, or not Whole Foods. That would have been LeBron James. You're shopping at Big Lots, things that have been opened and they put back on the shelves. You're going off the scrap heap a little bit, and you can get some good deals there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, especially for your Christmas lights and stuff like that.
Yeah. They'll only work that one season, but you get a good deal on them.
Mess around and get that Valentine's Day candy the day after Valentine's Day. You're in good shape.
You get those flowers. Hey, babe, you mind if I give you your flowers on the 15th when the prices get marked way down?
It's the same thing, Want to keep them around for a week. Listen, I think this. If you need a selling point on DeMar DeRozan, he's played in 70 or more games for 5 straight years. So his availability is a huge part of what the Nuggets need in order to keep pace with what's going on in the Western Conference. So, that has been an issue for older guys like that. Kevin Durant, he don't play 70 games. That's not in the deal. You know that when you brought me over here, don't ask. I don't think that's going to be the case with him. So his consistency, I think, helps. And then, honestly, you look at the Nuggets last year. They had that game on the road against the Sixers where they didn't have a single starter in the lineup.
No, it was YMCA night, bro.
What, man? Me and you should have gone out there. Like, all it would have cost us was a trip to Philadelphia. So in instances like that, he's going to be available. And so I appreciate that. But, again, you got to keep pace with young teams that are really talented. Like the Spurs are like, these guys are just growing hair on their chin.
Mm-hmm.
37 years old. Look, you at 37 years old. Think about it.
I was a baller.
You're in your prime.
I was averaging 18, 4, and 3 as well, man.
Yeah.
Now, not so much.
18 trips to the
now
kitchen.
I'm probably more like 15, 2, and 1.
Not so much. Listen, it's cool. I'll give it that. It's cool.
I think he'll be in the 6-man role coming off the bench.
That was going to be my next question to you guys is like, where does he fit in on this roster? Obviously, we're all hoping that Aaron Gordon can get the injury concerns kind of eliminated. the likelihood of him getting through an 82-game season and then participating in all of the postseason, however deep that run could be, isn't likely. The percentages aren't in his favor. So this is a player that you can bring in and maybe, and I hate load management, I really do, but for a guy like Aaron Gordon to stay on the court for a majority of the season, you're going to have those kind of scheduled off nights for him.
I saw ESPN made a graphic, and it was like Denver has a new big three, and it was Jokic, Murray, and DeMar DeRozan. I was like, what the disrespect here to AG?
AG's like, what? I'm younger. I'm better.
Is he better
than DeMar DeRozan?
Is he?
When healthy, yeah.
Okay. I'm just double checking. I think their roles are so different.
I don't know, man. I'm talking to a guy that would take Draymond Green over Charles Barkley. So tell me who's better.
Always bringing up old stuff, man.
That ain't old. That's still a month and a half ago. If that.
Maybe. Listen, I asked the question tongue in cheek, but yeah, I mean, Aaron Gordon, we know what it is. Availability has been an issue, and what'd you call him, Mr. Nugget?
Yeah,
he is still that. He will always be. But you do have to, go off of reality and what the historical precedent has been set. He's going to be out for, some time. So, yeah, I don't know if I would call it load management, maybe roster management. I want to come up with a little better name because load management sounds like tapping out to me, Alex. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Well, can we come up with something more clever?
Well, we can try.
Okay.
Throw it out there to the RamosLaw.com text
hamstring
line.
management, calf management, lower body management.
Yeah, lower body injury. Go all NHL
Soft
on
tissue
them.
management.
Yeah, there you go. Something. Keep going. We'll get one.
I'm going to ask two questions. One, what's the likelihood that this roster that you start the season with is the one that you finish with?
I give it a 68% because this thing could go south. Unfortunately, believe it or not, it can get worse. And then you get to the trade deadline and you say, you know what? Maybe they wake up and smell the coffee and say, we're not getting any better. And now you have a fire sale, which I don't want.
They're still in the second apron?
Not anymore.
This clears that though after
Peyton Watson.
Okay.
I would think they would trade Zeke Naji, but before the end of the year. Finally.
To who? For what? The problem is, who wants that contract? It's probably in this.
It's too
latter
much.
Parts. It's probably not a whole lot to take
I don't know
on,
how much time's left on it. That's the big question.
But I mean, he just should have never been signed to that deal. It was not
you're
tradable.
A podcaster, right? You don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what this is.
I made it look easy.
Yeah, tell him, Calvin. Tell him for sure. And then two, in your crystal ball, can you see this team hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy?
Alex.
No. I mean, DeRozan, he's great. He's going to be a nice player. He's not a good defender. He's not a spacer. What do they need? Defense, athleticism. It doesn't really fill a need. To me, they're still far behind the Spurs, the Thunder.
Coach Reese?
No, I want you to answer your question first.
I have a problem with this one because we talk about how underwhelming the offseason was. You keep forgetting that you have the best player in the world, if not the best player, one of the top three. Am I right? And we just saw it the other day when Serbia beat France again in that international game, and Jokic looked good again. Like we keep talking about the Nuggets and these discussions that we've had with the Nuggets this summer has been like, we don't have this guy. We still have that guy. You still have Jamal Murray, who had his best regular season of his career last year. Hasn't played all that well in the postseason of late, but you'd assume that comes back. If Aaron Gordon can be just even, 15, 20 games more than what he was able to participate in last year, is he just north of 30? And then Christian Brown, I would assume, being the leader of the team, being the voice of the team, that he'd have a bounce-back year, and hopefully health doesn't become a concern for him as well, because last year was, we can say, injury-riddled, and it was. There was how many guys missed extended periods of times, and you still won 54 games. The big question is, once you get to the postseason, I am not concerned about the regular season with the Nuggets at all. I firmly believe you're going to get 50, 55 wins again with this roster. It's what can you do in the postseason. And we saw that, like, dude, you lost to a Wolves team that was playing damn near G League players at the end of that series. In a game where DeSomu wasn't even going to play Game 6. You were almost certain that the Nuggets were going to come back to Ball Arena for a Game 7. Didn't happen. All of that stuff kind of thrown in, and Jokic saying afterwards, if they were in Serbia, everyone would be fired. No one really got fired. I mean, you kept the coach, who I think you could use a little bit more there. And you're going to expect Jokic and Jamal Murray to start playing defense at this point of their careers. That's what has to change with this roster for them to win a championship. So while he's on the team, I'll always say there's a chance. Is it likely? No.
Jamal, you going to play defense? No.
You want some too, old man? No.
We're not going to do that. And there are possessions where you watch Nikola Jokic watch the play.
Oh, defensively?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's incredibly frustrating, especially when you know the value of that with other teams. You know, how their best players are committed on that end of the floor. I'm not telling you they're the best athlete, the best defender. They have commitment to that phase of the game. And so you can't – the Tiger doesn't – is it zebra or tiger?
Zebra, tiger, both.
They don't change their stripes.
Oh, you could do leopard and just say spots.
Too many animals now. But they're not going to change their makeup. And that's unfortunate because you understand that that's the weakest part of their game. Even in the finals run, remember?
But we say that, but it's like also there's a dose of reality that comes even if you're a player on this team. Like, listen, we didn't add any pieces that are going to help us automatically win a championship. You may have added some depth in areas, and like we both just got done discussing, we don't mind the move of DeMar DeRozan. It's not a real championship move in my mind. But internally, you have to look at it, and I don't know that David Adelman can get this out of him. Maybe Yeager, the new assistant head coach, can, and focus on defense. But if you guys want to get to an ultimate goal and just solidify a legacy in Denver of not only having that one championship but another one, things are going to have to change even with your best players. And that'll be the one area that you can affect a game more than anything would be defensively. Do you take stuff away offensively because of that? Maybe. But that's the only way that this team can contend for a championship. And if you could get them to buy in on that, I don't know how likely it is, because in the NBA, defense isn't running rampant, right? Like there's
you
good
don't get
defense
paid for that.
No. And that's the way the league's designed now. But for the Nuggets to be in that conversation, that has to change.
Listen, so oftentimes I see young guys working out, and I remember pulling a couple of them to the side. I'm like, man, you guys don't really work on bounce passes. You guys don't really work on moving. They said, no, this game's about scoring. Score the basketball. So they continue to shoot three-point shots and, you know, and work on that stuff. And so that's, not only the mentality, but, you know, I maybe they're kind of right. But, you know, you see when defense actually is emphasized, how much it benefits your team. And so if you're asking me, can the Nuggets win a championship, and your answer to that was bringing in a 37-year-old veteran to help solve your defensive problems, one, that's not why you brought him in. Two, that's not going to happen.
He's not known for that either.
So what is your answer in improving that part of the game? You don't have one. So this time last year, Alex, you'll remember this. It might have been both the Alexes.
So you think the approach will be, we got to try and outscore everyone?
That's what it's been. That's what it's. What else are they? That's what they are.
That's a problem in the postseason.
Yes.
Because that's when teams actually are like, okay, now we can play defense.
Yep. So this time last year, Alex, we were sitting here, and it was, okay, MPJ moved, Cam Johnson came in, Tim Hardaway Jr. came in, and Jonas Valanciunas was trying to figure out whether he was going to play here or there.
And Bruce Brown.
Don't forget Brucey B. Thank you. I add that to my little note here. But what did we say? Oh, okay, this is it. This team,
best roster in franchise history.
This is the move that we were looking for. Now we're back in the conversation. Did you not feel that way?
Hell yeah.
Okay, a year ago.
Yes.
At this point, we're moving on.
Dude, for those two guys to come in and
bench.
take over the front office, and basically within the first 72 hours, get everything you wanted out of an off season. That's why this off season has been so underwhelming. It is kind of crazy. A year ago, you're talking about if they actually play with the way that we expect, they're going to win a championship.
Cam Johnson supposed to be an upgrade, and I thought Cam Johnson played well, by the way. Tim Hardaway Jr., really good player, really good from the perimeter. And Valanciunas, I feel like, was underutilized. I would even say mismanaged.
Correct.
And now we fast forward to a year, and Tim Hardaway's gone, Jonas is gone, and you're asking me the same question: can the Nuggets win? And there's nowhere near the level of excitement that I had this time last year for this team. So the answer is not no, but hell no to me.
Whoa, not at all. Huh?
No.
All right.
No. That team last year, yes, I felt like they could have won the championship.
That's crazy because the two names you mentioned were bench players, right? And Tim Hardaway Jr. and Jonas Valanciunas.
But you've also identified that as part of the problem. Like, they weren't deep enough. Well, that wasn't the case.
Well, listen, man, after the season, they talked about they needed to get better ball handling. What did they do?
Re-sign Tyus Jones.
Thanks. They need to be a little bit better defensively. What'd they do? They go out and get Diallo from overseas. You lose a guy that you groomed who was just about to pop, right? We knew about Payton Watson and his length at the wing, his ability to defend, his athleticism, just what he would present as a problem and who he would guard, the big names in big games. And he finally kind of emerged offensively. He did that in the absence of Nikola Jokic in that month that he was out last year. But then you just let it, like, that move alone was just, it spoke volumes about what they believe with this team. And I'm not telling them that you have to spend all this money, but it was almost like when that move was made, the Payton Watson move was made, it's almost like the white flag went up. And now you have the concern of, no matter how the regular season goes, it matters what happens in the postseason. Your best player, and arguably the best player in the world, still has not signed his extension. And while we all believe it's going to happen, dude, I've been saying it for how long now? I don't want to become the Milwaukee Bucks. It's eerily similar what happened in Milwaukee and what's going on right now in Denver, because if I'm Nikola Jokic and my legacy is starting to matter, which I kind of think it is. I think his approach in the offseason this year about being in great shape, playing for Team Serbia, even though he didn't have to. I think he had a bad taste left in his mouth the way the NBA season finished, and I think he's solely focused on that Serbian team right now. But he seems motivated, and if you don't do enough, I thought it was very calculated when he said, I was thinking about not signing it right before free agency began in the NBA. That was calculated on his part, in my opinion. Nothing happens and say you get bounced in the first round again, I'm not going to bed easy that night going, oh, he'll sign and we'll be contenders for a while to come. It just doesn't pan out that way. When they're going to be halfway through the season, if it's not looking good, or even if it is looking good, you're going to have people dabbing him up after games. Yo, come join us next summer. Come join us. Let's get another ship.
Yeah, pulling the old Andre Iguodala.
And then you'll have all the teams while he is available making pitches. And I know the Nuggets can pay him more than anyone else. I don't think that money matters to Nikola Jokic now. I think what matters now is, how am I going to remain competitive? Because how many good years do you think he has left?
4 max. 4, if I'd say 4 elite years. Don't forget, he's averaged a triple-double over the last 2 seasons. So,
but he's not going to be one of those players that tries to hang on too long either. He's going to see it and be like, okay, I'm done. Back to Serbia I go.
Yeah, racing horses. And I can still play basketball over there. I just don't have to worry about playing with people that I don't.
And you have that Greek owner that's going to be stage 5 clinger still going after Jokic.
Palathekos.
Bring you their money in a black bag.
Yeah, we got all kinds of ways that we can pay you.
Yeah, you get paid a little different over there. That's not a direct
I don't know, man. It's just concerning in an era where we've been very lucky to watch Nikola Jokic as a Denver Nugget, and he secured a championship for a city that you and I both know growing up, we never really thought it was going to happen.
So maybe we can put our orange and blue glasses on and view the Nuggets through that lens. And I say that because when Sean Payton walked in the door, this is his 4th season he's going on now. So when he walked in the door, it was a bad franchise with a bad contract and hadn't had success over the last decade, maybe 7 or 8 years at that point. And it was going to be tough to navigate your way out of. But they got administration in place. They got younger. They got more talented. They got rid of the wrong guys and got the right guys in, and now they're a team that is going to contend for a championship. But when you have the opposite,
well, you already have the players. That the organizational leadership ain't going nowhere.
But if you can still mismanage a really good situation, and that's what the Nuggets have done. And now you find when the opposite happens of what the Broncos have done, now you can't see your way out of it. You're in the same situation that the Broncos were when Sean Payton walked in. How do you get out of this situation? How do we get out of this hole that Calvin Booth dug for us when he was making it look so easy?
Mm-hmm.
How do you get out of this hole that he's put you in? Because that's what they are. That's why they couldn't sign Watson back. They didn't want to.
Well,
pay that money.
they made their bed.
Yeah, it is what it is. So, this is not just a Nikola Jokic doesn't play defense problem. This is not just Jamal Murray, laying eggs in clutch moments last season. This is a administrative problem. And until you get that fixed, honestly,
that ain't going anywhere.
Us getting on the air talking about DeMar DeRozan, no, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. These are Band-Aids on bullet holes.
But isn't it a problem that you have that player in Nikola Jokic and you have a pretty good supporting cast in Aaron Gordon, if healthy, Jamal Murray, if he has another good regular season and then gets back to his postseason play that we were accustomed to seeing for years.
Kind of.
No, but we're going into the season almost defeated already. Like, what does it all mean, Basil? Like, we're doing all these things. We got to go through 82 games. And for what? Up until 2 months ago, it was they have a chance, man. They got a chance to win no matter what. And when we get to the postseason next year, because I'm a glass half full guy, will have found a way to convince myself if this happens and if that happens, they can go on and they can contend for a championship. But the reality is, you guys are both telling me we're not even in the same neighborhood.
Let's not do this anymore. Here's what I'm going to do. Ask me the question again. Can the Nuggets win a championship?
All right. Hey, as currently constructed, can this Denver Nuggets team win a championship?
Hey, man, yeah, they can. They can. I mean, they've got to hit some green lights. They've got to stay healthy. They've got, one of the best players on the planet. They can do that. Because what I don't want to do is, I just don't want to let you down so quickly, because for the last 2 years.
No, I want the truth. I want what your guys' opinion are, because I think Nuggets Nation probably feels much the same way. I can convince myself, sure, will it take some real kind of digging for me to be like, yeah, this happens, that happens, injuries other places.
Alex, before you say what you're going to say, I'm going to call you out too.
Okay.
Because for the last 2 years, you guys have asked me that same question about if the Nuggets can win, and I kept telling you they were a second round out at best, and you looked at me.
Hold on, dude. Nope. At the beginning of this segment, you just said after the moves they made last year and got Hardaway and Valanciunas that you thought they were a championship-worthy team.
This time last year.
Yeah, you're giving us
them play.
You're giving us the business.
Yeah,
get up out my business.
No, I am giving you
for the past 2 years.
BIDNES. That's exactly what's going on. Because listen, Alex, you're you're not like John Davis, but you're pretty good at recall. I told you I thought the Nuggets were a second round out, especially the year before last, but last year even. You know what? I'll let you talk. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I mean after the Payton Watson trade, I thought the offseason went to an F. How could you think they're a championship team after the offseason that they've had? It's been terrible. Maybe with the signing of DeRozan, it goes to a D-. But they've they've gotten worse this offseason.
You can't even get a full letter grade jump. DeMar DeRozan is not a bum. He's actually a really, really good player. And the Nuggets will be better.
I don't think it's like a lifeboat to save the Nuggets.
I totally agree with you. So I just don't understand why when I tell you the truth.
Look at the roster.
No,
look at the head coach. Icello harps on this all the time.
He doesn't want the truth. He doesn't want the truth.
I'll take the truth.
No, you asked for it.
I'm saying
but you can't take it.
It's a defeatist mentality going into a season when you have this roster.
Can the Cavaliers win a championship?
Yes.
It's time for a break.
You don't think so?
No. The Cleveland Cavaliers.
Did you think the Knicks could have won this year?
Well, they had been to the conference finals the previous
what
2
were
years.
The Cavs just went to the conference finals this year.
They were just
and
there.
they just got the addition of Payton Watson.
The Cavs were in the conference finals because 2 teams had to be there. That's why they stunk.
All right, I would disagree. I didn't say they're going to. I said they could. They could. It just it sucks being where you're at right now, knowing what you have in your disposal on this roster, and for us to talk like they're like the 8th best team to win a championship it's frustrating, especially when you have the best player in the world, arguably. All right, we get to a quick break. When we come back into Broncos-Packers Game 2, preseason Game 2, and what we learned on Friday night.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions. You can subscribe today at DenverSports 1043 and come along for the ride. DenverSports 1043. The Fan.
It's home selling season. And what's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Low ball offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with an Orchard agent. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale. Their local agents help you sell on market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front to buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then, once you're settled in, your Orchard agent helps you sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one customer said. I went under contract within 24 hours of my home listing, which was amazing. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. If your home's hot upstairs and cold downstairs, that's more than annoying. It's a sign your system's leaking air and wasting money. And with utility bills climbing, energy efficiency matters. That's why homeowners trust AeroSeal Colorado. Their innovative sealing technology boosts comfort, cuts energy use, and even gives you cleaner indoor air as a nice bonus. Customers love it. A 4.9 Google rating, and some folks practically write books after the job's done. AeroSealColorado.com. Fixes what others can't even find. AeroSeal. Comfort seal.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor, and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
You, and good people like you, already have the answers to life's most difficult problems, like dealing with anger and rage. My name is Jay Rickstrew. I'm part of the Alpine Bank family, member FDIC. Anger and rage certainly don't lead to happiness. There's a man who Alpine Bank considers one of our greatest poets. His name is Don Henley. You know him from his many years with the Eagles. Don says, forgiveness is the key. Forgive yourself, forgive others. Don realizes that others have hurt you, but the wise man that he is, Don says, put hurt feelings behind you. Anger will eat you up inside. After that, I think Don added the word baby. See, you feel better already. Isn't it interesting that Alpine Bank enjoys spending time with you on this way?
Recall 67A mobile appointments are now available in your area. We come to you quick, easy, and under an hour. Complete the recall to get $500 plus a warranty worth thousands. Schedule today at CumminsRecall.com.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, Dr. Joseph Ramos is both a doctor and a lawyer, combining legal and medical expertise. He can help. Ramos Law, the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. RamosLaw.com.
Denver Sports 1043 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello
Romano, Kyle Reese, Alex Becker, yourselves. The RamosLaw.com text line is 303-713-1043. Participate on the YouTube chat as well, powered by Sean Ponda on this Sunday morning. Go ahead.
I just love that we have loyal listeners. There's
Yeah.
like some nuanced text on the text line about the Olympics.
Yeah.
And we now have 3 Olympians on the Denver Nuggets team.
Olympians.
Appreciate you guys. That's kind of like old school Jim Rome, like, you know.
Less
like,
of me.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, less of you, more of me.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Have a take, don't suck.
Thank you guys
The clones.
the clones. The clones. Thank you guys for chiming in every weekend, man. It's
And
cool.
then every time he'd read something, you hear, read the email.
Call me Chris
Signed.
one more time.
War bumps.
Call me Chris one more time. All right,
Let me
Chris.
get that fixed up. Oh man, I was gonna go somewhere with that. Now I'm lost because of the sadness that has overcome my emotions right now when it comes to the Denver Nuggets and the discussion that we just had. But we also have a championship-worthy team that played on Friday night, and takeaways from the game kind of reset what we saw in the game. I initially liked 2 big things defensively. One, it's okay to get kicked in the teeth, especially in the preseason. A wake-up call. Stop reading your press clippings about how good you're going to be, how good this team is already. Every once in a while, you need to get brought back down to earth a little bit. I think you got a little taste of that. It's a preseason game, so I don't want to be hyperbolic. But I also noticed the movement to try and create turnovers. That has been a point of emphasis for Vance Joseph in this defense for as good as they've been. They only turned the football over 14 times last year with 68 sacks. You would assume that number would have gotten you at least to 20 anyhow, but it didn't. PS2, he was challenged early the other night. I tip of the cap to Matt LaFleur in a preseason game. Why not? Doesn't matter at this point, but it also kind of reintroduces PS2 to like, hey, man, I got to be ready from the word go. And I don't think his intensity level was up there. And he got challenged a few times, got kind of run over by a running back before he woke up and put that hit on Watson on the sideline. So I like a lot of that stuff. Plus the offense, Bo Nix in his first stint after the broken ankle came out and I think looked pretty damn good. You?
Yeah, I think you summed it all up other than the linebacker position and the safety position. I just think with the movement that they've made, particularly at safety. We're talking about Rapp coming in, and Rapp last team was the
Bills.
Yeah, it was the Bills.
Buffalo.
And so you kind of scratch your head and you say, okay, what is that move about? Because you like Brandon Jones. I like Brandon Jones a lot. You like Hufanga. So, and then you've drafted players in Miles Scott. J.L. Skinner was a draft pick about 3 or 4 years out of Boise State. And you feel like the Broncos have been pretty aggressive in terms of acquiring a young player in the draft. And then you bring in a veteran like that. I'm asking why. What is it that they want to see that they haven't seen? So that's one to keep
I think
my
it's an
eye
interesting
on.
question. Is it an indictment of the depth that they have or the lack of depth that they have? Or is it just we need another body to compete at that position so that everyone's giving their best day in and day out before the 53-man final roster is unveiled going into that game against Kansas City?
Yeah, I don't know if you bring in a guy that's played that much football to not be on the roster. Like that guy's going to be here. And so it is, you're right, a question of, well, why? Is it a depth piece? How much is he going to play 30 snaps a game? Is he going to play 3? He's probably not coming in with designs on watching a football game. That guy has a role. They have an idea of what they want him to do. And so I'm interested to see what that idea is, and is it a lack of development from the younger guys? Has J.L. Skinner just really established himself as a special teams guy? Key, and then the kid, the Lock.
PJ Lock.
PJ Lock. Key still, I just saw Key on the screen. But PJ Lock, and I think
always
PJ,
get him and
Lock
Key.
and Key.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool for a while there.
See what you did there?
But you just got to figure that out. That there's something to that to keep an eye on.
Anything else? The offensive line. The running game looked so good in game 1, not so great the other night against the Packers. Against a better opponent, these are the questions that are going to arise, and can they get that figured out? Because I think ultimately we all probably are on board with if they get to the destination that they want to, and that's Super Bowl 61 in Santa Clara, the running game has to be well, certainly better than it was last year. And you would assume if J.K. Dobbins with his pinky promises and nobody uses drinks, all that stuff, he plays those games, he'll be the Broncos' rushing attack will be. Where do they have to be in the league, Kyle? Top 5?
No, they've got to be 12, 13, somewhere in there. I think that would be fine. I think that gets you out of the 3-and-out conversation. I think it gets you probably into the middle of the pack, or even a little bit better in the third down conversion percentage conversation.
You think they could be 12th or 13th in the league and still get to where they want to go in the run game?
It doesn't have to get that much better.
Wow.
You've got to be able to.
Is there room to get that much better?
Yes. Yeah. There's
I think you got to be in the top 10.
No, I don't think you have to be that. I don't think you have to be in the
And if
elite running
J.K.
team.
delivers on some of the promises, he's going to lead the league in rushing.
Well, I hear what your mouth says. It sounds good, and I
Relative to.
I appreciate guys projecting in that way, and that speaks to some confidence that that he's got that we may not have in him. So I'm going to reserve judgment on that part of the game, the offensive line and the running game, because you're going to have to show me. You can't. It's cool. It's August, and I'll listen to your press conference, but you're going to have to show us at some point. The rubber is going to meet the road. So I think they have to be, somewhere in the low teens, and that's going to help you on not only the offensive side of the ball. That's obvious, but then that's going to help your defense as well, because you play fewer snaps, less exposure.
And maybe you eliminate the lulls that we've seen in November and December in the past 2 seasons.
Because we've been on the field so damn much.
Yeah.
3-and-out, man. 3-and-out is like – that's like –
it's one thing if it's – like you go back to the dynastic Broncos, 97, 98, and I referenced that podcast with Club Shay Shay where he had all the guys back, and the offensive players would come off the field and they would tell – or go onto the field, they would tell the defensive players, listen, man, you got probably 3 or 4 plays. We're going to score. Shannon Sharp's like, he's going to hit Ed here, he's going to hit Rob here, and then he's going to score a touchdown. So I gave you 3 plays. You got 3 plays.
You got 3 plays. Oh, and then you're going to get a commercial break.
Yes.
So, you're going to get a little bit.
But it's a little bit different if you're scoring.
Yeah.
And you go onto the field on that high knowing that you have a lead or you've just extended a lead versus, damn, dude, you guys went 3-and-out again?
Yeah, I'm protecting a lead or trying to prevent them from taking a lead or getting down 2 scores. It's a completely different mentality. But in actuality, that's like a 7-minute break in real time.
Yeah.
It's not a lot. So, there's things to it other than just being better at running the ball. It's being better as a football team.
We're fixing to find out.
Are we though? We still got like 3 weeks, man. It feels close, but in actuality, it's still pretty far away.
We said this, and I've harped on this before. We get so excited for training camp to start. After 2 days, we're like, okay, get me to that preseason game. Can't wait for preseason game 1. They come out, they blow the doors off the Falcons down in Atlanta, and then we're like, yeah, cool. Well, let us see some of the starters. We're to that point now where I want to see it, and Sean Payton said I'd love to play him into the third quarter. I don't think that happens with your starters coming up this week against the Vikings. We'll see how it plays out. It's certainly dependent on their play, for sure, too. Like if they go out and they look good, then you can pull them off the field, feel confident about your decision, and then get ready for the regular season. But, that's you can wish in one hand and poo in the other. See which fills up first. We get to a quick break. We come back. Alex, you got questions?
I got some questions.
We got answers.
The Nuggets just added a 6-time All-Star to the roster.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
DeMar DeRozan is coming to Denver, bringing 18 points a game, 17 years of experience, and a scorer Jokic and Murray have never had off the bench.
And a big reverberation.
Now, how does this change the fan base's thoughts on the Nuggets offseason? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hi, thanks for calling Uline.
Wait, did the phone even ring?
Nope.
Okay, so you answered before the ring. But now you're going to put me on hold, right?
We don't do that here. We're real people answering the phone, ready to help with your order when you are.
Uline has thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline, we warehouse for you.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250 micro. And yes, I told you so.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recycle-On Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at Bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recycleon.org/Colorado.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
When our grandfather started Williams Jewelers in 1947 as a humble little neighborhood jewelry shop, he could not have imagined how big his dreams would grow. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Shayna Williams. Today, thanks to you, Williams Jewelers is not only one of America's largest fine jewelers,
we're Colorado's premier jeweler, with more of the world's top designers than any other store, including Roberto Coin, Marco Biccigo, Kwiat, Hearts on Fire, Mikimoto, and dozens more.
An entire diamond and bridal department with the latest engagement ring styles and wedding bands from Tacori, A. Jaffe, and Gabriel & Company.
Add to that our legendary Swiss watch collections and service center, and you have the only jeweler you'll ever need.
With over 30 jewelry professionals, master goldsmiths, and watchmakers to serve you at Williams Jewelers, you'll still always be treated just like our grandfather would.
Like family.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers, where Colorado shines.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
Tell me who it is, Kyle. He was just in town last week.
J. Cole. J. Cole made a country song, man. I don't know.
Zach Bryan.
Zach Bryan, okay.
All right, it is 8:45 on a Sunday morning. Alex Becker has questions. We got answers. Fire away, Bex.
All right, in our leadoff spot this morning, Roger Goodell said it is inevitable that the NFL will eventually have a team permanently based outside the United States. I think the most likely destination would start in either Mexico City or London. How would you feel about an overseas team or even an overseas division?
I don't know. I don't love it. Honestly, I feel like the 32 teams is a really good number.
Yeah, I think most football fans are not enthused with that idea.
And the problem is you dilute the product a little bit. And because there's already a clear definition of haves and have-nots in the NFL. And so you add 2 more teams because you're not going to add an odd number. You got to add them 2 at a time. And I just think, like, there's not enough elite-level talent to go around in order to justify that. So I'm cool with 32, but obviously there's money out there to be made, and so they're going to make it. I'm not mad at them for running a business that way. It's just I want to see good football. I don't think you see good football by adding 2 more teams.
I don't know where it like, listen, man, there's not other places in the continental U.S. that wouldn't like another football team, like,
or a football team.
Yeah, like I think I get what they're trying to do, and I think they've done a great job of growing the game globally. We don't need to leave the U.S. to continue to do so, because then you're talking about if you get one of those teams, whether it be London or somewhere overseas, or even if you keep it on this side and say Mexico City, maybe even go Toronto, something like that. One of those teams, no matter what, you're going to build a stadium, you're going to get a Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl being played not on U.S. soil is a bit sacrilegious to me.
Yeah, I don't know about here in the States. What city is a good city that doesn't have an NFL team that would use one, that could use one and would support it?
Like San Antonio's one that's brought up from time to time. Yeah. Maybe Nashville. Or no, they have the Titans.
Yeah.
My bad.
San Antonio's,
Nashville, I think for like baseball and basketball, I think for sure.
Right. I think San Antonio's probably it. And I think they're top 5 largest cities in the United States. That would make sense more than anything.
Yeah.
I feel like we're kind of tapped.
I don't know that you need to add. To your point about it kind of be delivering a watered-down product, I don't know that if you add 2 more teams that the level of play would be all that different. I do think if you go overseas, and I don't like the idea of having a division over there where it's almost kind of like you're just – what are those leagues where, like the MLS will play teams from different – just like friendlies. That's what it would feel like to me.
It would. And the games would be played at weird times. And
yeah.
If Mexico City or Toronto –
Listen, man, if you want to try and do NFL Europe again, fine. Go for it. And it can be kind of a feeder or a minor leagues to the National Football League, kind of like the UFL is.
Yeah.
And you think you have enough to do that as well as the UFL? I'm with you. You're running out of quality at that point because those are minor leagues, and a lot of those guys will never sniff the NFL. But there have been the good stories of guys that have performed well there that get opportunities with football teams in the National Football League, and not that they become like stars or anything, but I do remind you, Kurt Warner was an Iowa barnstormer at one point.
Dondre Tillman came from the UFL.
Yeah, stocking groceries. All right, Bex, what's up next?
All right, many used to say that Mike Shanahan was the Broncos coach for life until he eventually got fired. So which guy, Sean Payton or George Payton, has a better chance of being with the Broncos for life, or let's just say the next 10 years?
Ooh, well, if things go the way that we want them to go, I would say it's George Payton because his job isn't – like if Sean Payton wins another championship and delivers a Super Bowl to 2 different cities –
Mile high salute.
I mean, the guy's crazy enough that maybe he sticks around, but I would tend to believe he'd probably call it quits at that point. Where George Payton, his future, he can do his job for a long time. You don't really you're not going to see as much burnout from that position as you would as a head coach, and especially as detail-oriented as Sean Payton has been through a majority of his career, and I don't think that really changes all that much now. Those jobs, and I never quite understood that, of we show up at 4 a.m, we don't leave until like midnight. Like that type of stuff, it'll burn you out. So I'd say George Payton.
Yeah, sure. I'm with you on that one because of the burnout. And 2, like you can be a hero in the first part of your tenure, but eventually, and if you last long enough, you're going to become the villain. So if you look at what happened with John Harbaugh in Baltimore, you look at what happened with Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh, I don't, and even happened to Mike Shanahan here. You are the guy, and you brought the city a championship, and we loved you for it. But eventually, we got tired of you, and we turned on you, and we got rid of you. And coaches are hired to be fired. And I would love more if Sean Payton rode off into the sunset with a championship in his saddle, and then he went on to the broadcasting booth or even the front office for the Broncos. And maybe by that time, Davis, you start to develop a system, of guys you can just plug in.
Say he wins it this year. If they win it this year, I think he comes back.
Yeah, for sure.
But if it takes a couple and then you finally get that championship, then I think you probably ride off into the sunset. But if they are fortunate enough to win it this year, I think he'd come back and try and repeat.
Crazy enough.
Yeah.
Genius enough.
So you think it's George Payton, too, that has probably future.
The longevity, for sure.
Go ahead, Bex.
All right, final one here. Von Miller said he offered Cowboys fullback Hunter Luepke a lifetime supply of chicken in exchange for the number 40. Von said number 58 is a Denver thing. He did wear number 40 with the Rams and Bills, and then he wore number 24 with the Commanders in honor of Kobe. But going back to the proposal, is there an unlimited supply of a certain food that would get your attention to barter a deal?
I think he did wear 40 at A&M as well.
He did.
So that's listen, if it means something to you and you're that guy and you can't throw your weight around enough, I mean, you got to resort to this kind of stuff in order to
Are
get
you
guys.
taking that deal? What's the player's name that he offered?
It's the fullback. It's Hunter Luepke.
If you're Hunter Luepke, are you like, hell yeah, I'll take that chicken?
Yeah, that dude might not make the team any damn way. You got to figure a lifetime supply of chicken.
I'd ask if I could convert that into modern currency. Like, what does that mean? How much is that worth?
What, like you want to get paid in Bitcoin or something like that? You want to pull an Odell Beckham?
No, just give me straight cash, homie.
Who was the guy from Oklahoma State, played for the Broncos, Seahawks, tackle, that wanted to get paid in Bitcoin? It'll come to us.
I don't know.
Okung.
Russell Okung. Yeah, you know, that turned out to not be so crazy, by the way. What's a lifetime supply?
Is it Kyle's brisket?
I still got to cook it?
Yeah.
Those are like 18-hour cooks, man.
Luepke's going to have to cook that chickens unless he wants to start his own chicken farm like Vaughn has down in Texas. Your number? Some people are kind of crazy about numbers.
Yeah.
What was your number?
I always win.
Oh, so you didn't have one?
It just depends. Like, you're always in a different place in the pecking order in terms of choice. I mean, 14 was always the default. But, you know, I wore 7.
What's your favorite number?
You know what? I think it's 14 now, but I wore 7 and really liked 7. My junior and senior year of high school, I really, really liked that number.
Yeah, but then you get to college, and then you just take the jersey that they give you.
You don't get what they give you.
Unless you're that dude at LSU who's wearing Jaden Daniels' number now, number 5.
Yeah, you know, and you might wear number 5 in the pictures on the recruiting visit, but you might be 45 when you get to when the honeymoon is over.
My number was 19. Junior and senior year of high school, 19 was the number I wore. I wore 8 in soccer, but then when I got to college, you just take like when you're a freshman, it's like you give you a jersey, you're just happy to have it. I wore 10 in college.
Yeah, they throw some stuff out of the equipment room. You just pick, like, I guess this is what's left.
You don't get a fight about it. You don't even get an offer. You don't even offer a lifetime supply of chickens for your number at that point.
There are certain guys.
Bex, what's your number?
9.
Roger Maris.
That's right.
Teddy
McNair.
Ball Game.
Vinny Castilla.
Big numbers.
No doubt.
Matthew Stafford.
Air McNair.
Breeze.
What's the most recognizable number in sports?
23.
Yeah. This guy.
2-3.
I agree with you.
Yeah, no doubt.
You wear 2-3 basically on any field, and it's like.
You better be a baller.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jade Barron. Come on, man.
Yeah. You got a lot to live up to. It's not like 10 in soccer, which is, you know, you get 10 in soccer, you're the man.
That's a great question. What would I like a lifetime supply of?
51's a good baseball number. 87 for tight ends.
Yep. Oh, 56 for
51
linebackers.
baseball number, you're thinking Ichiro.
Randy Johnson.
Bernie Williams.
Yep, Bernie.
The big unit. 56 for outside linebackers, though. I think, you know, you can't go wrong with LT.
Well, 50 for me defensively is a good one.
44, depending
Singletary.
on what part of
Ooh,
the
I like
country.
that kind of party.
Like 44 used to be a number in linebackers back in the day.
Bosworth.
Syracuse guys.
Or Floyd Little. That's a big number at Syracuse, right?
Yep.
Like, that was like handed down.
Conrad.
Dobler.
No, there was a guy named Conrad the Ward. I think, and I think Ernie.
We're just throwing out
we're just
random names now. Ernie.
What was the guy?
Davis, right?
No, it wasn't Ernie Davis. You're thinking of
Isn't the movie?
TNT. Is it Davis?
Yeah, in Syracuse?
From Syracuse.
Yeah, it wasn't
Davis?
Conrad.
But he wore number 44, didn't he?
Yeah,
No,
he
they had
handed it
another
to Floyd.
Yeah, there was another guy named Conrad. You know
Yeah,
what? We
we'll
got to
get
take a break.
Yes, we
gotta
get
take a
back.
break.
He'll tell us who Conrad is coming up next.
How did Bo Nix look in his first game action since ankle surgery? Is the Nix to Waddle connection as real as Camp made it look? Did anyone on the roster bubble play their way into the 53? Preseason or not, there's a lot to talk about. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, all beds are on sale during our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe, plus free delivery on any mattress. Ends Monday, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
It's no secret that the checkout line feels a lot heavier. If those daily essentials are ending up on a credit card, those double-digit interest rates are quietly draining your bank account. If that debt is starting to feel heavy, you're not alone. And if you're a homeowner, you've likely looked at your mortgage rate and thought, I can't touch that. With American Financing's Smart Equity Loan, you don't have to. It allows you to wipe out high-interest debt and lower your monthly overhead while keeping your primary mortgage intact. It's a surgical strike against debt. Unlike a fluctuating HELOC, the Smart Equity Loan is a fixed-rate loan, giving you a predictable monthly payment. At American Financing, there are never any upfront fees to find out what you qualify for. Guys, talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant today. Experts who are paid to help you save, not sell you more than you need. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where he can get a battery for under $100. Lonnie, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Lonnie does that for free too. In no time at all, John is back on the road. He's ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself. And Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
As you look over the course of your life, you have some real regrets. Some of those regrets seem so deep, you wonder if you can breathe. I understand. For Alpine Bank, member FDIC, I'm Jay Rickstrew. Back then, you thought you were doing the right thing. But now, years later, you know that those decisions tore you up. So much so, you wish you could go back and do it all over again. But we can't go backwards, can we? We can only reap the wisdom we gain from the regrets and move forward. Alpine Bank wants to share something that may help you. It's a Native American saying. It goes, your soul would have no rainbows if your eyes had no tears. Be gentle with yourself. You're only human. Put those past regrets far behind you.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello.
Alex Becker, yourselves, the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043, the YouTube chat powered by Champ Honda. I think an interesting question as Bex just brought it up, and that was, what is that?
That's me.
It's our show on
that's
the
our
YouTube.
show. My bad. I'm jumping in the YouTube chat.
Oh.
And so, yeah.
I thought you were trying to find out who sang that song.
There's no, not at all.
I'm going to go with a guess here, Bex, on it. Is it Blue Swede or something like that?
I think, Suede or
Blue
Swede?
Swede? Whatever.
Yeah, Swede.
It's not Conrad. I know that.
Rob
All right,
Conrad,
tell me who Conrad is.
Rob Conrad played fullback at Syracuse.
And
he
had the
wore
number
44.
And passed it down to who?
I
That
don't
was
know
a
who
big
wore
thing
that
for a while.
No, Rob
the
Conrad
movie
was
that
like-
you're talking about, The Express, that's the Ernie Davis story, but he passed the number down. If you remember, there was a small little cameo tied to Denver. The next person who wore it after Ernie Davis, I think, was Floyd Little. But what did Jim Brown wear there? What number? Was he 44 too?
I'd say he was 32 in NFL.
Yeah. And this on the text line from Rob in Castle Rock, best baseball number is 42. Jackie Robinson,
That's
I think.
hard to argue with.
Yeah. But he also mentioned 24, but that's a good one. You got Willie Mays. You
Ken
got
Griffey.
Ken Griffey. You got Barry Bonds when he was at the Pirates before he became
Ooh.
25.
There you go. 25 is another good one.
Jim Brown, Syracuse.
44, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there was a big legacy deal on, 44 at Syracuse.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well, I don't know if it's as big as it was once, but.
Well, I mean,
I don't know who's wearing 44 at Syracuse this year.
Syracuse is a different program than it used to be,
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think that's an interesting little question there. We never quite answered it either, though, is what would be the lifetime supply of what for you to give up your number 14?
I still don't know. Like, what do I need? A lifetime supply of?
I think it'd be nice to have, like, steaks, some nice fillets for life.
That would be cool.
Just to have whenever you felt like it. Not that you eat it every day.
You know what would be cool is if I had, like, a shoe contract like Sean Payton, like Jordan for life.
Oh, yeah.
I would do that.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
J's for life. Until, I got to the point where I had to have, like, Velcro J's. Like, okay, all right, we got to strap these on. No more time.
Do they make those? I know they got the slip-on J's.
Slip-on J's.
Yeah, because you can't bend over or what? All right, if we've talked about the most popular numbers, what are the most infamous numbers in sports? What's the number if you got it, you're like, I got to trade this. This number sucks, man.
Oh.
I don't like the number 6.
No?
Mm-mm. Not a fan.
That's Mark Sanchez, right?
Yeah.
That's butt fumble.
Yeah.
Jay Cutler?
Jay Cutler was 6.
I don't know. My thing is the player makes the number. I'm sure if you thought long and hard enough, you would find a 6 that was worth talking about.
Joe Torre. But it was as a manager.
Still a number. Otherwise, they wouldn't give him one.
I think it was 6 for
It
Joe
matters.
Torre. But
What's a number I wouldn't wear? I wouldn't be caught dead in.
Well, listen, if you think about 6, name me a quarterback that won a Super Bowl wearing 6. That stuff matters to me. If I was a blue chip recruit.
What did Dilfer wear? 8?
Yep. But he wore 12 in Tampa.
Okay. That's a good question. I don't think there's an infamous number. There's not a number that you would like. Now, this
What
bad
number
luck,
do
take
you
that
not
back.
like?
No, I think the player makes the number all the time.
13 for me. I don't like that number.
That's
just
another
unlucky.
good one.
No, I think Bobo wore 13. Didn't Kurt Warner wear 13?
Yeah.
He had a lot of luck. You want to talk about a lucky
he's
draw?
pretty damn good,
Trent
too.
Green tears his ACL in the preseason. The Rams were trash. It shouldn't have been there. You want to talk about things that you want to talk about just a team of destiny? It reminds me of Indiana from last year. Like, who would have thought? Nobody had that. Nobody bet that.
He wears 13, right? Mendoza?
15.
15.
15?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, to the point where Dick Vermeil is crying after Trent Green goes down, like their season is over.
Yeah, we stink anyway.
We're going to rally around Kurt.
No, we're not.
Yeah, you're going to rally
We're
around
gonna
him,
play
go win a
good
championship.
football. No,
Go
you're
win a
gonna-
championship.
You're going to rally around
Isaac Bruce,
Torrey
Holt.
Holt, Oz Hakeem, and Marshall Falk is what you're going to do. And then
Yeah.
a bunch of defensive guys. I think Todd Light was on that team, if I remember correctly. Remember Todd Light from Notre Dame?
No. I remember Matt Light for the Patriots. He's not Conrad.
More
but,
than Todd Light? Goodness gracious.
They have Aeneas Williams, too, after he came over from Arizona.
Yeah.
Aeneas Williams, good call.
That'd be a cool thing to do. It's just like maybe we could pump it in there to the old AI machine. What number for starting quarterbacks has won the most Super Bowls?
Yeah, that'd be an interesting conversation.
Well, 12's going to be up there, right? He's got 7 of them. And then you have Roger Staubach.
Joe Namath wore 12.
Bradshaw was 12.
Terry Bradshaw. Damn, that's it. We figured it out. We don't need AI. Look at us.
Yeah.
I don't need that
The
help.
intelligence is not artificial. You're just old. This is what it is.
All right, second on that list, behind 12 then. What are you thinking? 7 comes to mind.
I mean, 16 has got quite a few. There's at least 4 there.
With Joe?
Joe.
I don't remember anyone else. Plunkett? Plunkett wore 16, yeah? So maybe that's the answer. Look at how good we are. AI ain't got – King Kong ain't got us.
Yeah, it's kind of an easy question. I'm not going to pat ourselves on the back too much.
What? Dude,
it's interesting.
When we do something good, you just take it, man.
Yeah, compliments are hard to come by in this line of work.
I want to get back into the Nuggets for a quick second because we spent a lot of the segment in the second hour talking about just the addition of DeMar DeRozan, but how disappointed were you when the news broke earlier in the week that basically just for financial reasons they get rid of a guy like Peyton Watson?
I'm not mad about the business of sports because that's essentially what that came down to. I'm mad that it did come down to that because you so poorly fumbled the bag. Like you put yourself in a situation where you could not re-sign that player, and we all wanted it, but from a financial standpoint, it couldn't happen. So, but those are the kind of things you deal with.
It could have if you would have found a
screw it
willing
up.
trade partner to unload other salary.
But who's going to do that for you? What idiot? I know they say a sucker's born every day, but what idiot team?
Do they say that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's still people that buy stuff off of infomercials. You know what I mean? Like the guy spraying the spray in the bottom of the boat and floating in it. Like they wouldn't have the infomercial.
But
if
I
people didn't buy
would.
it. Yeah, but
Flex Seal.
It wouldn't happen if people didn't buy it.
Did you ever buy anything off of they don't make them anymore like they used to.
Yeah.
Like
for
when
sure.
you and I were growing up, that's where you got your get 10 CDs for $10 and then you get the bill after that first one.
Did that for sure.
That your parents are like, "What is this?"
Messed up my credit at 14. and then
Kyle was calling psychics.
I think George
And then get the 11th one free.
Cleo. What was calling Cleo? But I think George Foreman was on an infomercial for a minute there. George Foreman was actually the best. That was legit.
Did you have a Foreman grill?
Yeah, saved my life. This is the reason I'm still here.
I have. We still have it. I haven't used that thing in years.
Yeah, you're not making
What I always
cheese
wanted that I
sandwiches.
never purchased as a kid was blue blockers.
I remember those commercials.
Yeah, it was mostly because the commercial was so cool and they had the funny little rap with it, right?
Yeah.
Man, I love my blue blockers. They were massive sunglasses that old people wear.
Like Demolition Man.
They were damn near goggles.
It was bad. But no, how did we get here? Suckers born every day. Who's going to buy what NBA general manager, president, anybody is going to buy the blue blockers?
Well, if the reports are true that the Celtics, when you were maybe entertaining the thought of adding a guy like Jaylen Brown, but you said no because we don't want to include the likes of Jamal Murray. Aaron Gordon, due to health concerns, I don't know how enticing that is. I don't want to see him go, but that's one of those questions of you'd rather get rid of it a year too soon rather than a year too late. But hopefully, he proves us wrong and gets to a specialist. But we all know when you start having injuries like he's had, they just become lingering issues for him. As you get older, it's not going to get easier for you to avoid those injuries or to recover from them as quickly.
That's that old Patriot way. There's no indispensable man.
Except for Tom.
Yeah, except for that, there's the one indispensable man. But
you remember, was it who's the player that they dealt to the Buffalo Bills that they were all pissed off about?
Lawyer Malloy.
Yeah. The team was pissed about it. And I think they opened the season in Buffalo, and Buffalo beat their ass.
31-0, yeah.
But in the end, the villain gets the last laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did that to Ty Law. They did it to Jamie Collins. They did, and Jamie
Chandler
Collins.
Jones.
Yeah, and Jamie Collins didn't look the same in Cleveland as he did in New England. It's just they were right most of the time. So, and I know you're one of the loyalty guys. Like, we gotta stick with them for the overall sentiment of the team. I want to see Jamal Murray in a Nuggets uniform for his entire career. And yeah, that feels good. But when you talk about,
I like your impression of me. Do it again.
When we gotta see Jamal Murray. He's got to be here.
Is that what I sound like, Bex?
Nugget for in my head, it does. That's exactly.
I'm this whiner that. Oh man, it's sad. Don't let him go.
Well, I'm just saying, like if Jamal Murray was in that Celtic conversation and you didn't do it,
I'm on record as saying I would have done it, and I'm a Jamal Murray guy.
Yeah, but you're also there. You go. You're also a Jamal Murray guy.
Yeah, but listen, at that point,
loyalty.
because there's a little scent of that, but.
It stinks.
For this team for this team where they stand and where they find themselves right now, just for the possibility of getting another championship and a shakeup kind of seems like it was needed, and we didn't get one. So now we're kind of resigned to the fact that, as you guys tell me, they'd have no shot to win a championship. So we're just going through the motions of 82 games with one of, if not the best player in the world.
Not the best player in the world, but
he's not
really damn good.
Who's the best?
That's not an insult.
No, I'm not saying it is. Who's better? If you say Wemby, I'm going to have an issue.
Well, I think Wemby should have won the MVP this year. It's hard for me to argue Jalen Brunson is not the best player in basketball right now.
That's fair.
Like, that dude put the team on his back.
Literally.
And he's slightly taller than you and I.
I'm still going to put Jokic up there. I don't think SGA should have won it. In fact, if it were me, the way I would have ranked the MVP would have been Jokic, Wemby, SGA. And I think Jokic won it in that final regular season matchup against the Spurs when he kind of put the kid on task and said, I still got you. And then he did it again the other day against France.
But it's still a regular season award, and I just think Wemby listen, he's going to win it, so it doesn't matter. So, but I still look at it as.
You think he wins it this year? Yeah. I mean, I think listen, you're so young still, and he's been so dominant, especially defensively. His ability to dribble the rock at his size, his ability to shoot the three ball. Once he gets that back to the basket game, watch out, dude.
That's the problem.
That's where Jokic still kind of dominates him, is with his footwork and his fundamentals, that step back, the Serbian shuffle.
No, he's a grown man, and Wemby's not yet. If he gets some bulk.
But if I'm Wemby, dude, I would been hang out with Olajuwon all summer. Teach me the ropes. Talk to me, Goose. Show me how I can get better in that part of my game, because when he does, and if he can stay healthy at his size, he's going to be dominant for a while. And in a different fashion than what we've seen big men be dominant in the past.
But, different. Remember when we were like,
he's like that,
but because
different.
he was so damn big, and we're like, why is that guy shooting from out there? That's not what
Who
you
was
guys
the first to do it?
I think Sabonis was, at least in my short.
I remember his
NBA,
mid-range. His mid-range was pretty dominant.
He was a good shooter, period. And then remember, like, Chris Webber and Vlade took their game from the block and got to the mid-range. But part of it was because they didn't have the same bounce and athleticism that they had early on in their career. So they adapted that way. All I remember Arvydas Sabonis was like, this dude's
starting to think it's more, the more and more I think about it, dude. It's Jokic really kind of.
If so, it was Dirk. If you're not going to give it to Sabonis, it was Dirk. Like 7-footers from the perimeter.
Yeah, but Dirk wasn't like that big man.
And if you want to go in the way back machine,
George Mikan,
Ralph Sampson.
Conrad,
whatever Conrad, Dobler, Rob, whatever. Just pick a Conrad.
I love that when you said that. I'm like, Dobler?
Yeah.
What's going on here, dude? We're talking about Syracuse and the number 4.
It's a really random pool, but I'm a Syracuse fan. So, a lot of people wouldn't remember that. But I like Wemby. I think he's really good. My thing is he's committed to getting better. You're going to see a different version of Wemby than what you saw this year.
Yeah.
It's going to be that. So it's hard for me to say Nikola Jokic is still the best player in the world. And I hope you don't take that as an insult to Nikola Jokic, because he's a top 3, top 4, and he's definitely not down in
I'll
the
give you
bottom
the nod
top
in
10.
this sense that the best player in the world doesn't allow his team to get knocked out in that first round against that opponent.
Okay, so and look at it. Okay,
Like that was a series where his numbers end up being good, but we know that it didn't look Nikola-esque in that series against the Wolves.
He was flustered, at times ineffective. He's running down the court with more energy than he played with the whole damn game to address Jaden McDaniels about, scoring late in the – well, why weren't you pissed in the third quarter when you could actually have done something about it? So there's still flaws in his game. And so and the defensive side
and then
is a
it goes
big
back
problem
to that discussion that you and I had that, like, where did the dog go in that team?
And so Jalen Brunson put the Knicks on his back. OG Anunoby was really good too, but Jalen Brunson put the Knicks on his back to win a championship. Nikola Jokic did not put the Nuggets on his back to get out of the first round against a bad basketball team. Not a bad basketball team, a compromised
Good word.
basketball team.
Good word. Look at you, vocab.
Had to dial that back.
All right, I want to go back to the discussion about the NFL going outside of the U.S. because we got some texts on that, and I want to address them. It seems like a logistical nightmare that came in, but as far as some of the nominees of home teams that you could get it in the U.S. would be Nebraska. Someone said Omaha would sell out every single game. Oklahoma City. We've seen how they support their basketball team.
Omaha?
Yeah.
Have you been to Omaha?
Oh, yeah. Multiple times.
No, baseball, yeah. Like in Council Bluffs, you're telling me Council Bluffs and Omaha are going to sell out an NFL stadium?
I think they would.
Okay.
Especially initially. Like, who are they rooting for? If you're from Nebraska, who's your team in the NFL?
Creighton.
It's the Broncos, probably, right?
Chiefs,
you
Broncos.
got nothing else. I'm just in that area. It's not football. It's baseball. And so I just have a hard time.
What about it's Husker football?
It's Husker football.
What about Oklahoma City?
That was brought up on the text line. It never crossed my mind, but I watched.
That's a football state.
It's a football
you
state.
said Nebraska. Yeah. It's a college football state, and probably Omaha more baseball just because of College World Series and all that stuff that goes on there.
Well,
but Oklahoma City, that's a football state.
It's a football state. Their high school football is really good, too.
Yeah. You talk about, and then you just get into the Sooners. I think both of those you could land. And, dude, the NFL's king. Where would they not sell out at? And I know what happened in Atlanta and Sean Payton's. There's a lot of people dressed up as empty seats here. But during the regular season.
I don't know. Miami doesn't do well. I don't think. And honestly, like for Las Vegas, you get a lot of fans in that stadium.
Opposing
But there
fans.
are a lot of opposing fans in that stadium.
Yeah.
So, look, I guess it doesn't matter as long as somebody's butt is in the seat. You don't really care where they came from.
Well, and especially initially, if those two cities were able to secure a football team, the first few years would be
a little lean.
No, they'd be as far as like seeing it, people would be there. I'm not saying that teams would be good. You have to be a good organization to get people to keep coming back.
The problem is that if you're going to attract people from hours away, you got to be interested in seeing the city. Or you're not going to Omaha. Yeah. But
So
it
that's
still
the
ain't
only
no fun. So what are we talking about?
Well, it's not like, hey, we're planning a trip. Let's unless you're going for family reasons or a tournament. I mean, Omaha's not like a destination that people planning vacations.
That's what I'm telling you. Like, hey, we're taking a boys' trip to Omaha. I'm going to go to the casino across the bridge in Council Bluffs.
Yeah.
The Mid-America Casino.
I think it would work there. I think it would probably work in both cities just because the NFL is king.
I can see OKC before I see Omaha.
But you said you got to have two if you did it. You can't just put one in.
I mean, it's like can't just have one chip. Can't just eat just one.
No.
Where else do you put the other one? I don't know. Put it in Portland or something like that. I would be about. You couldn't do Toronto because Buffalo's too close.
Yeah, well, I don't. Well, look at New York, dude. You got plenty of teams right there.
It's New York.
Well, Toronto's not a small city, dude. Like that would be the one that would probably be.
NHL has Buffalo, Toronto, Sabres, Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about 19,000 versus 80,000.
You don't think? Well, and who's their team there? Is it the Argonauts?
Yeah, CFL.
Oh, yeah, gotta compete with that.
Grey Cup.
Watch out.
Stay away from that.
I would go
CFL's
there
king here.
before I go to Mexico City.
Why so?
I don't know. It just seems more. I think that would be a better landing spot for the NFL.
You feel like you wouldn't be able to move soccer out of the way in Mexico City?
No, because I think they do well when they play the games in Mexico City. I just don't know that you would have enough. Like, soccer's their sport.
8 or 9 games, you don't know if you'd be able to sustain the interest level. And honestly, if you look at the minor leagues like XFL, UFL, USFL, NFL Europe, you just haven't had enough good football to keep the interest of the viewership.
Remember the World League back when we were growing?
Vaguely.
And they all had those funky face masks. The
plastic ones.
Yeah, they bent like they were flat. The same face mask that they wore in the movie Necessary Roughness.
Yeah. I do remember those. Yeah. Air Force wore a bunch of those back in the day too. So yeah, it's a different game. It literally, football on the lower levels is a different game, and it becomes unwatchable at some point. There are some pro teams right now in the 32. There are some teams that are unwatchable. You're not tuning in for the Cardinals this year.
Depends on who they're playing.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, man, if they don't play prime time anyways, the NFL's smart about that. Those aren't games that you just kind of stumble upon either.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you, if you already have teams that are unwatchable.
All right, let's finish this discussion.
Okay.
If it has to be that you're expanding the NFL, give me the 2 spots that are landing with teams.
I like San Antonio and Oklahoma City.
I like that too.
It's a good mix.
I'd say Oklahoma City and Toronto.
And then you kind of get that I-35, kind of rivalry.
But if Roger Goodell is prophetic in his statement that there will be a franchise outside of the U.S., where is it? Is it London with the ties that Jacksonville has with London and that ownership?
I'd say it's London because London is probably easy to get to. Heathrow is one of the biggest airports in the world. So, it's
how long is that flight from New York? 5 hours?
Probably a little longer.
That's no different than the Niners coming over to play the Giants, right?
Yeah, but how many hours do you gain in time zone?
I don't know the answer to that question.
What time is it?
Hey, what's AI?
Yeah,
answer that. Show me how smart you are.
I feel like it would be a little bit of a competitive disadvantage for those teams just with the travel.
Well, yeah, because you'd have to play the week prior probably against one of the East Coast teams, and then you would fly over, try and get acclimated.
All the tax rates and all that, how that differentiates. The foreign tax rate.
The jock tax is
not
what
as
they call
easy.
That.
Right.
It's 4:30 in London right now.
Gotcha.
4:24.
Well, it's 9:25 here. That means we get to a quick break, and when we come back, we wake up and reset.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, Rob Biandino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled about 7,000 cases, over 300 trials. Man, I see so many bad stops on these DUIs. Unlawful arrests, the police putting body cams off. The evidence is sketchy. We got to go get the evidence. We go find those cameras, the stores, the ATMs, the banks. We got the experts to challenge their breath tests, their blood tests. My office has over 100 years experience at this stuff. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com or 720-706-5151.
It's our summer sale time in Colorado. Hi folks, Dan Cicchini, done right kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements and windows and doors. Family owned for over 40 years. Book your project now for select install dates this fall and save 14% on your done right remodel up to $3,000. And ask about our financing options. Todd?
Well, that makes this smart buy time. First class kitchen updates with our own custom built cabinets or Done Right's unique cabinet refacing with colors limited by only your imagination. Beautiful and elegant bathrooms, turnkey basement finishing, and the finest in replacement windows and doors. Dad, tell me again, why now?
Okay, book your project now for select install dates this fall and save 14% on your done right remodel up to $3,000 and ask about our financing options. Our family's been serving Colorado for decades with a commitment to excellence, and we'd love to serve you too. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. DRHI.com.
Most home sellers get one offer. It's somewhere between lowball and not good enough. Orchard changes that.
With Orchard's new Orchard Offers, you don't just get one offer, you get multiple cash offers from serious investors all competing for your home. That's right. Make investors compete with Orchard's cash offer marketplace. Here's how it works. You work with an Orchard agent who submits your home to their exclusive network of hundreds of local cash buyers. They come to you with offers. You review them all and pick the best one on your terms. So you don't have to settle on one offer or worry about leaving money on the table. You see every offer side by side. That's how you know you're getting top dollar. Orchard Offers means no repairs, no showings, no drawn-out process. Before you accept any offer, see them all first. Get a free home valuation and see your offers today with Orchard Offers. Go to Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years guaranteed? Thanks to Xfinity, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through August 24th, get the best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats and finds and fixes issues before you even notice them. No annual contracts or commitments, no hidden fees, and the best equipment included. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
This is the sound of Claire, cooking dinner at home. And that's the sound of a fraud alert from Wells Fargo, flagging a charge for a pricey restaurant in Paris. Considering Claire isn't in Paris right now, that seemed odd. To the bank and to Claire. 2 taps later, Claire says nope to the charge, and Wells Fargo is on the case. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Rise and shine, Colorado. Good morning, Vietnam! The sports world never sleeps, and neither do we.
Why don't you wake up and smell what you shoveling?
So here's Kyle, Reese, and Marcello Romano with your wake-up call.
Just don't wake up, wake up.
9:30 in the Mile High City. Time to wake up and reset. Broncos played game 2 of their preseason against the Packers on Friday night. End up losing the game. But does the score really matter, or were there other takeaways that we were more concerned with? Bo Nix getting his first action since the fractured ankle looked pretty damn good. We didn't spend a ton of time on this earlier, but were you guys surprised that Jared Stidham went in second and not Sam Ehlinger for all the talk about, whoa, this backup quarterback competition's really heating up, and how good Ehlinger. Do you say Ehlinger or Ehlinger?
I say both.
Were you surprised that Stiddy went in second?
On the pronunciation guide, it's Ehlinger.
Oh, okay.
Gur. G-U-R-R.
Phonetic.
Gur.
Gur.
And gur. Was I surprised with Jared Stidham? No, because, I mean, like, this has been his guy. That was kind of it from the very beginning. So there is some loyalty there, and the familiarity, I think, is probably a comfortable place for Sean Payton and Davis Webb. So he knows the system. Is he going to be elite in the system? Probably not. But is he going to be reliable and a guy that, you know, if you have to go to him, you know, you're not going to have to throw away your season? I think there's some comfort in that. Hopefully you don't have to go to him.
Do all three make the roster?
Probably, because I think they like Ehlinger. Got to get used to that. I think they like him. I think they like the idea of him.
Dude just bought a house down the road from Bo Nix.
And he's a competitor. You know, you can see that in him. So I think they like that part of him. And honestly, you probably need 3 quarterbacks in today's league, because if you do have to go to your backup quarterback, you got to suit 2. Who's that? You don't want that to be a guy off the street. You're not going to bring in Tommy DeVito now.
Tommy Cutlets.
Yeah, let's not do that.
He played yesterday.
Yeah. I'm good on that one. But then, you know, and then you don't want a crappy situation like what you had in New York last year either. So you got to be careful how you manage it. But I think the three they have is fine. I like the order. Nothing to see here.
And knock on wood, Bo Nix is, if he has to miss any time at all, you're comfortable with it being Stidham first?
I'm not comfortable with that situation at all.
I'm not talking about an extended period of time, but the likelihood that, well, he goes through an entire season again last year without being, he's the only backup quarterback, didn't throw a pass. He didn't throw a pass until they got to the AFC Championship game.
Ain't that crazy?
That's nuts. One, it tells you every game the Broncos were in, they were close because you could have those ball cap kind of reps that, you know, you probably could have done it against Dallas, maybe against Cincinnati. He got him some work. But other than that, everything else was tightly contested last year for the Broncos.
Yeah, I mean, if it's Jared and you've got to resort to that, then that's probably your best option, is what it is.
In other news locally, the Denver Nuggets do make a move. The only positive, I guess, of the offseason thus far is they acquired DeMar DeRozan, a 1-year, $3.9 million deal. But you guys have both told me it's nothing to see here. Championship is not in the vision.
I don't know that any franchise is going to add a veteran at vet minimum. You know, you got him on the cheap. You kind of like you did with Russell Westbrook a few years ago. And that automatically catapults you into a championship conversation.
The Sixers just did it.
A $3.9 million player. I don't think it's LeBron James that's putting them in the championship conversation.
Really?
No.
Oh, I think that puts it over the top for them.
No.
I think they're a pretty good team without him, but you get the likes of Jaylen Brown, and then you add LeBron.
But it was Jaylen Brown then.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Jaylen Brown first. There's a reason why you said him first.
I'm not a huge LeBron guy, but I do recognize and respect the talent, and he's still playing at a pretty damn high level, even at his age. I think that's a tipping point for them to actually be considered a championship contending worthy team.
So why didn't he make the Lakers a championship contending team over the last 4 or 5 years?
Do you think that team's better with LeBron? Lakers versus Sixers, which team's better? When you have Maxey, who's the young cat? Hedgecomb?
Hedgecomb, yeah.
Hedgecomb, you got those two guys. You got Embiid, we'll put kind of to the side, but now you have Jaylen Brown as well.
I think a healthy Lakers team with Anthony Davis and LeBron James 3 years ago is a better team than what the Sixers are.
No, but we're talking about the past couple years when they added Luka Doncic.
Yeah, but that
so
didn't have
Luka,
but
Austin
Davis
Reeves,
was a part of
LeBron.
Yeah.
They didn't have anything else, really.
I'm not counting the Luka
Do you
version.
think the Sixers are a championship contending team?
Yes.
But
not
why?
because of LeBron. Because of Jaylen Brown. Because of Jaylen Brown, Maxey, and sometimes Embiid.
Beck, settle this debate. Why are they a championship contending team?
Well, their starting lineup, I would say. Jaylen Brown, I'd say that would be the biggest reason, and LeBron helps obviously too. I mean, they both, but Jaylen Brown right now is more of an impact player than LeBron.
I'm not going to argue that, dude. He's a top 10 player in the league. He was in the MVP discussion.
But that's exactly what you're doing.
No, I'm saying that championship pedigree and his experience is more to the Sixers with that roster, as young as they are in a lot of areas. Jaylen Brown's not like a natural leader, dude. If he was so good, why were the Celtics so ready to get rid of him?
You can't stay off of Instagram and Twitch and all that stuff, always voicing his opinion. And they went out in the first round.
Meanwhile,
this year.
LeBron goes on like social media hiatuses when it's time to dial in and focus.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't remember the big stories about him? He wasn't on Twitter or X or whatever it is now. Whenever they get to the postseason, that stuff gets shut off.
That's fine. I get it. Again, I don't know that you add what is LeBron going to be, 42 this year?
Mm-hmm.
You add a 42-year-old player, and that's going to be the difference? I don't think you add a 42-year-old player in any sport, and that makes a difference.
Would you rather have LeBron or DeMar?
We're going to play Would You Rather?
Yeah. Oh, wow. It's actually thinking about it?
No, it's LeBron. It's LeBron. It took a second. But is LeBron going to play? Is he going to give you 18? I think they would love 18 points from LeBron
What
James.
were his numbers last year, LeBron James?
He's probably close to that.
I think it was 20 points per game.
This is
actually
not a knock on LeBron.
I get it. I think it's a worthy discussion.
It doesn't make you a championship contender. Not to me.
So you thought they were just with the addition of Jaylen Brown. Like they could have just been done there.
Well, I mean, you still have to add depth pieces, but I think they were they're pretty close to who they currently are without LeBron.
The Sixers eliminated the Celtics last year, right?
Yeah.
And then got boat raced against the Knicks.
How did that happen?
I don't know how they got past the Celtics.
But
dude.
that's why you do what you did if you're the Celtics. Like, nah, something's got to change here. And I wish the Nuggets had the same type of mindset, to be aggressive from a personnel standpoint, to stay in contention.
That's why it's
Different
been
mindsets.
underwhelming.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And that's why in our crystal ball, we can't see them hoisting another Larry O'Brien trophy.
Oh, it's we now.
Huh?
Oh, it's we now.
No, I've said it all along. I'm not ready just to say, hey, there's absolutely no chance.
I think I remember you saying they were going to win it this year. I can't remember.
No.
It just
God
felt
dang,
different
this dude,
2 hours
this
ago.
dude's- We have this on tape, by the way, but I'll say it again. By the time they get to the postseason, because I'm a half full kind of guy, I will convince myself on a way that if that happens and this happens there and they do this and they do that, that they could contend for a championship.
I just.
What am I missing?
Alex and I had to have a conversation. Like two sane people have to have a conversation.
Oh, wow.
You're
telling me
you found a
with
roundabout
this-
way to say what I told you said that you said you didn't say.
I said it exactly the same way.
What's next on you?
I could convince myself of that.
And you have for the past 2 years.
I'm not even close to what I was the past 2 years. And no, 2 years ago when they made the decision to fire Michael Malone, I think the writing was on the wall. They're going to win a championship, dude. What the hell are we thinking? For even them to get as far as they did that year with Adelman taking the reins with 3 games left in a regular season, any sane person, as you would say they ain't winning a championship that year. But going into that year, yeah.
And should have.
The year they'll never get back is the 24 campaign.
No doubt about it.
That's when they blew it. And that's when things started to go down a different path, and the Nuggets find themselves where they're at today. And the addition of a guy who's 37 years old has good numbers, not a bad addition in any means, but not a championship addition.
I think if DeMar DeRozan had gone to the Sixers, it would have a very similar impact as LeBron James going to the Sixers. It makes them a better team.
Whoa.
For sure. But it would be a very similar impact.
All right. It's August 23rd. Who wins the NBA Finals next year? Not going to hold you to it, but if you had to put a guess on it right now, who you saying?
It's going to be a Western Conference team. It's going to be the Spurs or the Thunder, and I'm leaning towards the Thunder.
Okay. Bex?
I think it's one of those two teams also.
Who are they playing in the finals?
Not the Knicks.
Sixers?
I can see that. That's not crazy.
No.
I'll say Miami. I'll go off the board.
Yeah. I think Miami's a fraud.
San Antonio, Philly. That's my finals.
That would be interesting.
And then you get into the storylines of, damn, does LeBron, if they can find a way to win, talk about riding off into the sunset. And then the arguments will come out. Who's the best player of all time? Who's the GOAT?
It's not an argument.
It isn't. You're right.
No doubt.
Not for us. Other people. Shannon. Skip. It's LeBron now.
What does LeBron James do?
All right. We get to a quick break. When we come back, we wrap it up, put a bow on it, and send you off into your Sunday.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro. Is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 1043 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 1043 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
If you have unpaid tax debt to the IRS that you can't pay, please hear this special notice. Specially approved IRS relief programs designed to aid delinquent taxpayers are now in effect that can significantly improve your financial situation. Depending on your circumstances, you may qualify to have your tax problem resolved in your favor and may even have your back taxes reduced by thousands or eliminated entirely. A relief hotline has been established by Community Tax for you to call and see if you qualify at 800-224-4083. If you owe the IRS back taxes that you can't afford to pay, don't let the IRS trick you into thinking you have no way out. Our highly accredited tax professionals will let you know what you qualify for and how much you can save. We may be able to stop all liens, garnishments, levies, and save you thousands. Call and see if you qualify for this taxpayer relief at 800-224-4083. 800-224-4083. That's 800-224-4083.
For 90 years, Belco Credit Union has proudly called Colorado home. That's thanks to all our members who have helped us grow alongside our beautiful state. To celebrate our anniversary, Belco is offering a special low fixed rate on a new home equity choice line advance. If you've been waiting to start a new home renovation project, now's the perfect time. Go to belco.org/90 years to see full offer details. Equal housing opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. All loans subject to approval. Belco. Banking for everyone.
Kwiat Diamonds, a legacy of brilliance since 1907.
We're proud at Williams Jewelers of Inglewood to have been chosen as Colorado's exclusive Kwiat diamond jeweler.
From Kwiat's Mine to Shine diamond, the natural diamond cut, polished, and designed just for you.
To Kwiat's red carpet collections of designer jewelry, including American Beauty, Lyric, and Kwiat Star. They're all here.
Kwiat diamond rings and diamond studs, Kwiat diamond bracelets, and Riviera necklaces have long been the toast of Fifth Avenue.
Because Kwiat's whiter, brighter, and larger looking diamonds cut to the world's highest standards.
I'm Dylan Williams. Shayna and I invite you to come experience the breathtaking beauty of Kwiat diamond jewelry for yourself.
Or the one you love.
For the American beauty in your life.
At Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, Colorado's exclusive Kwiat jeweler.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers, where Colorado shines.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, how to get 30, how to get 20, 20, 20, how to get 20, 20, how to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. If your home's hot upstairs and cold downstairs, that's more than annoying. It's a sign your system's leaking air and wasting money. And with utility bills climbing, energy efficiency matters. That's why homeowners trust AeroSeal Colorado. Their innovative sealing technology boosts comfort, cuts energy use, and even gives you cleaner indoor air as a nice bonus. Customers love it. A 4.9 Google rating, and some folks practically write books after the job's done. AeroSealColorado.com fixes what others can't even find. AeroSeal. Comfort sealed.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
Damn, that sounds like a theme song. Every hero's got to have a theme song.
Who sings it?
There's no words.
No, but you don't know
It's
the
just
beat.
a fat beat, dude.
That's a cop-out.
It sounds like it's from like an action movie.
Hey, man, you're talking to a former DJ, man. Professional DJ.
Yeah,
You forgot.
Just saying.
Actor, DJ, pitmaster.
I do not know who this is.
It's Nas X.
That's a whistle in the background?
Nas X. That's a kazoo. It's a kazoo.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Dan Jacobs?
Hello,
Just
gentlemen.
blow the whistle, by the way. Too short.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's why there's no words.
The
tables have turned.
There better not be any words.
Yeah, well, and I'm
Yeah.
familiar with Too Short. I just don't remember that beat.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Short dogs in the house.
But I didn't DJ in the moonlight.
No.
So I'm disappointed in myself.
That was a great 3.5 years of my life.
Did you have a different DJ voice?
Mm-mm.
What was your DJ name?
I didn't have one. It was a DJ company.
DJ Reese.
It's not like we were.
DJ Reese on the mic.
Completely
Did you
different
do
dynamic.
You did weddings,
Weddings,
bar mitzvahs,
bat mitzvahs,
quinceañeras,
everything in between.
I applied for that job. What was that place? Oh, it was something, the Crystal Rose, maybe, over in Hamden, next to the place that featured ladies dancing. And I thought I'd be a shoo-in for it. I did not get the job. I went to Kyle Reese.
How did you see they were hiring?
Classified ads?
Oh, okay.
Is that where you were? Remember classified ads? Remember the newspaper?
Yeah.
Haven't some Broncos got into some trouble at that establishment?
Yes.
Roger say he don't want me in the script club. I don't see nothing wrong with the script club.
Oh, Pac-Man Jones. Dan Jacobs will take you for the next few hours. How's the weekend? I saw you were up the hill, played a little G this weekend with some of our guys.
Yeah.
Who won?
Had a great time. Yesterday, with those guys, it's hard to tell. You know, who's I didn't keep score. I hadn't played in 2 years because of my leg.
Yeah.
I actually did, get back out there a little bit. I felt a little bit like, remember the movie Rounders?
Oh, yeah.
When Matt Damon hadn't played poker in a long time. He got rounding again.
Yeah, he was like riding a bike.
Yeah, it felt kind of like that with me in golf this weekend, except for I'm not any good at golf, and he's like, really good at poker. So, no, had a great time. Got back out there, swung some wrenches. Chad Andrus, who will be on here in a couple hours, I guess was the victor yesterday. We played at the Raven in Silverthorne. Beautiful, beautiful course.
I want to get there.
On Friday. And then we headed up to Steamboat and played at Rolling Stone Ranch yesterday morning. Another gorgeous. Ran into a fox. Just came right up to us, just sat down, had a beer. It was all good. This little fox thing. So
domesticated, huh?
Yeah, it was great. That was great.
Would you? So you got to watch Friday night with the boys. I'm sure you guys had some commentary about what you saw as the Broncos took on the Packers. I said earlier in the show that it was like the tale of two different games within one game because I think the ones went out there and held their own. There's things that they can work on. I think defensively.
Did the defense go out and hold its own?
No, but it's kind of. It's almost a good thing you get kicked in your teeth a little bit. Like, Matt LaFleur was not afraid to challenge PS2 early in that game. I don't think the intensity level for the defense was on point to start the game.
Well, how was the intensity level the last, 6 games of the regular season?
Defensively? Yeah, we talked about that too. The lulls up until they played the Patriots. I mean, that Buffalo game, they were doing kind of what they wanted to do.
Yeah, I think it was good. They got the job done. Bo Nix looked good. Nothing but encouraging signs to take out of anything that actually mattered in that game. So it's a win. It's a win.
I would argue on that one.
Well, of course you would, Coach.
Yeah. I think that's 2 weeks in a row special teams is giving you cause to pause a little bit. And again, that's a part of the game you could win and lose on.
Mm-hmm.
We even saw that in the AFC Championship. So I don't love that part of the game for the Broncos, whether it's a return game, kicking game. I think they've got some room for improvement there.
What do you got coming up today?
Oh, I got something big coming up.
Uh-oh.
Been working on this for years. Probably, 25 years I've been working on this.
What is it?
Woody Page coming up here in about 15 minutes.
Nice.
Coming up.
You just kept asking. You're like that Greek owner that wants Nikola Jokic.
Yeah. Well, he loves the show. Every time I see him, he's like, Dan, I love the show. Keep at it. Used to love the stuff I would do on the Broncos trust situation because I was the only person in town qualified to really kind of discuss how out of the norm that was from a legal standpoint. And he loved it. And so he's always enjoyed the show. I got my start here at the station basically being his whipping boy when it was Woody and Goodman and Woody. And they did middays, Drew Goodman and Woody Page. And so people would call in. It was my job to be mean to them and screen the calls out because that's what my boss was telling me, right? But so this old lady calls in. She's probably 80 years old. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. We just don't have time right now. I blow her off like I'm supposed to. She calls Woody Page at the Denver Post personally, leaves him a voicemail. First thing, top of the show, Jacobs, our idiot intern, and I wasn't even an intern. He just lays into me. Why would you be mean to an old lady like that? She's a kind, sweet old lady. So we go way back.
Have you forgiven him for that? It doesn't sound like it.
Oh, yes, I have, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
So he had some interesting comments lately about the stadium.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. I read his article. I said I gotta get him on, talk about the stadium. He's been through this before. He's seen it all as far as these neighborhood groups and all this stuff. Like, it's not new to him. He's been here for every single significant moment in Denver sports for 50 years plus. So why not talk to him? He had a great article on the Denver Gazette. And, yeah, I want to talk to him about it.
Real quick, do you think it lands in Burnham Yard ultimately?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, what I've seen so far, it may be frustrating for the Walton Penner group, but as Councilperson Torres said on Zach Bye's show and the Drive, there's nobody opposing this. So you have no opposition. It's just people got their hands out a little bit, and they're going to have to grease some skids. And I would be surprised if it opened up by 2031.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it'll get done. What they think, they were just going to be like, hey, they're going to roll out the red carpet, and just open arms, anything you guys want. You're the Denver Broncos, come in here. No, of course people are going to put their hands out. They see one of the richest people in the world saying, I want something from you. They're going to want something from him.
Oh yeah. What was the check that they just stroked to the concrete company?
How much did that end up being? I didn't see it. I knew it was coming. How much was it? 50?
Bex, maybe check on. I want to think it was like 15. Is that right?
Oh, good. That's a George Payton contract. Come on. Remember when people were seriously saying George Payton has job security because he's got with the new ownership because he's got a $15 million contract. Penner spends that on office supplies a year.
55.
Oh, $55 million. Jeez,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I was way off. Maybe that's what they bought it for. Then they flipped it over for 55. Our questions today. Did you participate in sports growing up?
I did, and I also like the question about what would you do?
Lifetime
supply.
So that's the one I want to get an answer from the judge on.
I thought
Lifetime of supply. Good job, Bex. Of what to give up your favorite number? What was your favorite number?
I mean, I was a lineman, man. Like I was wearing 55 because of Dikembe Mutombo. It wasn't like I was in the running for number 7 or number 23.
Gotcha.
Right? Like nobody wanted our numbers,
Okay, then something that's meaningful to you. What would it take a lifetime supply of?
When you were talking about it, I was like, I don't know, diamonds, gold bars. But then I was like, well, that's not fair. So, I would say like I don't know. Steakhouse, like a high-end steakhouse, or no, actually, what I want. They sold one of these and they lost their butts on it. Back in the day, you could buy a round-trip first-class ticket unlimited. It was like $250,000, and so some guy bought it, and he just flew all the time everywhere. I don't know if it was with United or whatever, and they eventually had to buy him off and they revoked it.
It might have been like with Virgin or somebody. I remember hearing that story. I think you play this the long game, like you do like a Bobby Bonilla deal, like you know.
Bobby Bonilla Day.
Once a year, man. You break
get
me
that
off
payday.
$1 million.
By the way, 2 things on that. Steve Young had the same thing, and he didn't pick up the option, so he lost it. 2, by the way, that was a good deal for the Mets until Madoff got busted. Because they made way more with Madoff than the interest they were paying on the annuity.
Yeah, until he went to jail.
They had to pay it all back.
Bobby Bo is still getting it. All right, we're going to clear the way for your show coming up. Next is the judge for Kyle Reese and Alex Becker. It's Marcello Romano. You've been listening to The Fan Weekends here on 104.3 The Fan.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 104.3